Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. What an eventful weekend. We had such a good weekend of boxing. I hope everybody had a good time. You know what I told y'all gonna happen when I come back. Let's turn to. Welcome back. Welcome back. Wow. This was a good weekend. We got Eric Gomez in the building was popping king. And Demetrius Bright was popping king. He said, salute Queen T. Yeah, y'all know. I was going to rub it in. Eric, were you going for Crawford? Or were you going for Porter? That is the question. Which say you? I can't. I wonder is Birdman coming up in here? I told him I was gonna rub it in. So, of course, we're gonna review the fights. We're gonna have a special guest, and y'all know it's none other than Coach G. But we gotta review the fights. So y'all know I'm looking down on my notes because I don't want to ramble and everything. Make sure y'all smash the like button and subscribe if y'all haven't. For all my Facebook, what's going down? What's up? If y'all want to come through the YouTube channel. Come through your YouTube channel and pick the live button. And come on in the chat and chop it up with us. Sorry. Wow. It was an eventful weekend. I'm happy. As you can see, Christmas came early to me. So, I'm just trying to make sure I shout out everybody. Shout out to my Facebookers. Come on through. Come on in. Hey, y'all can call in. The number is 706-804-4449. That's 706-804-4449. I'm going to cook a little bit before y'all call in and everything. I'm waiting for a whole lot of folks to show up. But I don't know. Some people was feeling a certain way after Saturday night. So first off, I want to say that was a good fight, huh? That was a good fight. Boxing fans won. We won this weekend. We had a good fight. I had two questions, though, at the end of the fight. I don't know how y'all were looking at it because I know a lot is riding on this fight. It was built up to be the ultimate test of Terrence Crawford. And I got to say, and I'm being honest. I'm being honest straight up today. That wasn't Terrence fans saying that. That was others. And sometimes when I mean others, Earl fans. I really believe it was Earl fans. I've never really ran across a Terrence Crawford fan that diminishes other people's records and anything, like, talk about their opponents being, less than standard or like they weren't good enough or anything. To me, that came from Earl fans, and I'm not mad at their passion. They passionate about their guy. I like Earl too. I don't have no problems with Earl. I just like Terrence Crawford more. As I always say, I just like him more. But they passionate about their guy. I just never understand what's the point of diminishing what a person accomplished, because Earl and Terrence are accomplished in their own way. And I wanted to put that out there, that disclaimer first, because when you hear me talk, I like Terrence Crawford more. Doesn't mean I do not like Errol Spence. But I'm not a huge fan of Errol Spence. I don't dislike him. I actually like him. But I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I love Deontay Wilder. Doesn't mean I hate all the heavyweights. But Deontay is my guy. He's my guy. And I stand 10 toes down. He's the king over here. This Deontay country over here. So I want people to keep that in mind when we're talking about today. That I don't hate Errol Spence. Never did. Never will. And I do like his career. I like where he's going with it. It's a lot of things I like about him. I just, in comparison, like Terrence Crawford more. And I can't stress that enough. So I had two questions at the end of the fight. My question number one was Terrence his normal self? Was Terrence his normal self? And my answer is yes. But I will say he wasn't at 100%. So was Terrence his normal self? Yes. Was he at 100% his normal self? No. That's more of a testament to Porter and the stuff that Porter was doing to him that kind of prevented him from being his 100% self. I'm used to seeing Terrence go into the ring, do what he want to do, easy peasy. But I wouldn't say this is all the way easy. But I wouldn't say it's hard neither. I think Terrence had to dig in the bag a little bit more. Sean, you could say maybe is one of his better opponents. But I think a lot of his opponents were good in their own right, especially the ones that he fought and they were undefeated. But was Terrence Crawford doing his normal? Yes, he was. Just not at 100%. And that's okay. And I said, why not? Why wasn't Terrence doing his normal? And I said, that's a testament to Porter. The stuff that he was doing. It wasn't that Terrence didn't want to do his normal shit. Crawford and Porter was a formidable opponent. So he couldn't do it. Was Porter his normal self? Was Porter his normal self? And my answer to that is no. He was not his normal self. I've watched Sean Porter fight dozens of times. I've been a fan of his even before his fight with Kell Brook. Sean Porter wasn't able to be his normal self. In spurts, maybe. At times, maybe. But throughout the fight, nah. He wasn't able to be his normal self. So, I have to ask, why? And that is a testament to Bud, right? It's a testament to Bud, just like it was a testament to Porter. Why Bud couldn't be 100%. But it's a testament to Bud why Sean could not be his normal self. What we used to seeing out of Sean, he comes in, he mauls you, he just overwhelms you with pressure. Did he do that with Bud? I don't think he did. I think he did it in spurts. I think he hit a couple of flurries towards the end of the round, maybe try to steal a round. But I don't think he did it at all. I don't think he had it to do. I think he tried, though. I do see in that fight that he actually tried. So, man, sorry, y'all. This over here. Turn off this phone. So Sean could not do what he wanted to do. That was Crawford's game. Apologize for my dogs. Somebody's coming home. they gives no. They don't care. They know what I'm doing over here. They don't care. Hopefully I turned that on. Sean could not do what he wanted to do. That was Crawford's game plan, though. If y'all remember correctly, Crawford came out and said, Sean's used to doing what he want to do. I'm not going to let Sean do what he want to do. And I remember that distinctively because Crawford didn't really give out, or Bomac gave out an intensive plan. You know, they didn't tell the media, and they don't have to, but they didn't. People ask, what are y'all going to do? What's your game plan? You tune in. That's the game plan. Tune in. But one thing they did say, and I distinctly remember this, I'm not going to let him do what he want to do or what he normally do. And I was like, first thought, my first mind, you sound like you're going to nullify what Porter is used to doing. Anything great about Porter, you're going to nullify it. And so I'm thinking, how you going to nullify Sean Porter? That dude is explosive. He mauls you. He's all over you. The pressure of it all. I mean, how would you contain that? I've watched this man fight. In every fight, it's with the exception of one, I think. And that's when he fought Ugas. He's been able to do that to everybody. So that's Sean's normal. And Sean, I just said, wasn't at his normal. Let's start with Kell Brook. I have to do a review a little bit. When Sean fought Kell Brook, at the time, I thought Sean edged it. When I went back and watched it, I said, nah, Kell won. But it was a close fight, right? Kell Brook at that time wasn't injured. He was probably the better of here lately, because after he fought Triple G, we all know what happened. But Kell Brook 1-2'd him. Kell Brook got some of the best fundamental 1-2s and 3s in the business. Kell Brook is excellent with that shit. And that's how he treated Sean. He beat Sean on fundamentals. But it don't mean that Sean wasn't trying to maul him. Now, out of the 3 that Sean lost to, Kell Brook, Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, I think Kell was more successful because Kell never relinquished who Kell was to Sean. Y'all see where I'm going with this? That is the game plan of Bud. I'm not going to relinquish who I am to Sean. I'm not going to fight his fight. I'm not going to let him do whatever he want to do. Even though a lot of fighters might think that they could do that, but they come up short with Sean. Even though Sean don't win every fight and he ain't knocking everybody out, Sean has his way with people. And that's why in his entire career, he's only got 4 losses. And we know that he has since said he's going to retire. But Kell Brook did not all the way relinquish himself. He still was Kell. Then we moved to Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was slightly relinquishing. He was overwhelmed. I went back and looked at that fight. He was overwhelmed. Sean was all over him. Some people might even contemplate or say maybe Sean won that. I don't know. Maybe he edged it out. I had Keith winning. But Sean was able to beat Sean. Then we get to the piece de la resistance, which is Errol Spence. And Earl wasn't able as well to stop Sean from being Sean. Wasn't able to do it. Sean was all over him. That was a close. Oh, he's in here. That was a close fight. Coach Jeeves. Coachy. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hold on, I was cooking, so hold tight. What happened to you? Oh shit. Come back in. Um Errol Spence, like I said, I ain't gonna say he relinquished himself, but Sean was able to be Sean with Earl. Earl didn't back down either.
Can you hear me, T?
Yeah, I got you now. Hold on, let me cook. So Earl didn't relinquish himself either with Sean. So Sean couldn't he just couldn't pull it out because Earl is a different type of animal, right? But Sean was still able to be Sean, and that's why that fight was close. So then I moved on. I said every fight he is in, with the exception of Ugas when he tried to outbox him, which I thought Ugas won, to be honest. He tried to be him, and he was successful at being him. With the exception of Ugas, a little bit of Kell Brook. Then I said, how did Bud deny him? First test was to taste his power. Bud let him taste that power. I'm just cooking a little bit, Coach. Yeah, I get to you in a second. Bud let him taste that power. In the beginning rounds, Bud didn't throw a lot of shots, but he tasted that power. And Sean was throwing more than Bud. But Sean tasted, like I said. The second test, Bud threw him around. You know, Sean tries to maul you and ragdoll you, but Bud threw him around. And that was a physical test. And so Crawford won that battle when he threw Porter around to the ring. It was like one time they did that. If y'all remember correctly, I have said that Sean is similar to Jeff Horn. But a lot of people didn't, agree with that, and that's okay. But Jeff Horn does that type of stuff. And then the Sean Porter's herky jerky move. Terrence Crawford denied that shit straight up. But know how he denied it? He bounced up and down. If y'all go back and watch, Sean tried it a couple of times. Terrence bounced up and down. Terrence, he clinched him up and he tangled him up. Crawford switched to southpaw in the second round, and that's when you started to see Crawford slowly but surely gain his momentum. He took some shots I'm sure he wasn't aware of, and I wondered if Crawford would have took them shots from like the Earl or somebody else, what would they have done? I just wondered. But how I scored the fight real quick, I had Sean winning the first, Crawford winning the second, Sean winning the third, Crawford so forth and so on, until we go. Crawford won 2 back-to-back. When we got in the 10th round, I had Crawford up by 1 round. And so what I noticed was Sean didn't maul Crawford. Whenever Crawford would get checked, would get him a gut check, Sean couldn't take it. Now, this is what I'm going to say about Sean. I know I wrote a lot of notes because I want to hurry up and just give a little assessment and let y'all cook on it. Crawford, whenever he hit Sean in the gut, and he hit him one time in the diaphragm, Porter was hurt for Porter, if that makes sense to y'all. Porter was hurt for Porter. I got you. I just saw your chat. Porter was hurt for Porter. Now, what I would say about Porter, he is the best punch-resistant person, if not the best, like the punch-resistant person in the game today. Andrew Charles in the building was popping king. He said, salute, Miss T. He's the best punch-resistant person. So when he gets hurt, it ain't going to look like how everybody else get hurt. So y'all think about that as I talk later. I'm just giving you prelims so that when we do get in the talk, this is where it's coming from. There's times when Crawford hit him in the gut, hit him in the diaphragm, and he paused. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I did. He paused. Even if it's for a fraction of a second, he did do that. So how I'm looking at it is, no matter who he has fought, he took punches, elbows, whatever. It got physical in there, but he was not able to do that to Crawford. and then he always fight every second of the round, every round, all the way up to 12. Sean is not a person you can look at and say, oh, he gasses out. Now, one thing I want to point out, on the second knockdown, and I know Coach D gonna fill in more blanks to me. That's why I'm trying not to say too much, Coach D, but I'm gonna say something in the end. This is why I justify it. So after the second knockdown, everybody have an interpretation of why he banged the deck or the mat. I have a different one. I thought he was buying time. I did think he was frustrated. I did think he was mad at himself, but I also thought he was buying time. And when he lifted that left foot up to put it down on the mat, it shook. He was shaking. So when people say Porter won't really hurt, no, his ass was hurt. When he stood straight up, he wobbled at least for a second. Why his dad threw the towel in, I don't know. My first mind, why are you throwing it in? When I saw him trying to get up, I said his daddy saw he was hurt. And Crawford is nothing to fuck with. He gonna finish you. He gonna put the nail in the coffin. One thing I didn't like about that whole fiasco is when they was trying to walk out the ring, Sean and his dad, it seemed like they was gonna go out without doing the interview. And the guy Bernardo ran up on him. And Sean told the truth. You could tell he was slightly emotional. He took it like a man. But I didn't like nothing his daddy said. That wasn't the time or place. Now, there's another somewhat controversy. And that is when Kenny got up on the stage or whatever, or the mat. When he was about to throw it in or whatever, and the ref waved it off, Earl and his guests did get up. I'm telling you what I saw on live TV. They did get up and they left their seats. So I have to rephrase that because Kyle from the boxing section said they didn't leave. But I will say they got up and left their seats. Did they follow them out, out the arena? No, I didn't see it. Best pugilist is in the building was Poppy King. Welcome back. He says, salute goddesses. So I didn't follow, the camera didn't follow him out. This is before Bernardo talked to Sean and before Bernardo talked to Terrence. He did walk out, got up out of his seats at least and left. So in the end of the day, boxing fans, we won. It was a good fight. And I'm interested to hear all the people, how the story is going to change. Hopefully it don't change. But I never said that Terrence Crawford wasn't the goods or he needed this fight to show. I never put down his opponents. I don't like that because that don't make sense. To me, is all one-sided with that when it comes to Errol and Terrence putting down his opponents to make a point. I think all of their opponents was the person in front of them and they did the job they had to do. So having said that, Terrence Crawford is pound for pound number one in my book. And y'all read my hat. No fucks given. I don't care how nobody feel about it. That dude proved to me beyond a shadow of doubt that he is number one pound for pound over Canelo, because Canelo could not be on my list by default because he's a cheater. He just can't go on my list. So having taken Canelo off, Bud is number one. Over Errol, over everybody. He got more tricks in the bag. He's a more complete fighter. Andrew Charles say they left, that's for sure. Now, Coach G, I just had to say all that to justify why I'm saying he's pound for pound. They made it the big task. They meaning his, fans or haters, fans of Errol's or haters of Terrence or whoever. I don't think it was Terrence fans that made it a big to-do about Sean. I think it was others. So you got the floor, my man.
Where you want to start?
Anywhere. Talk your shit and swallow spit. You tried to told us. Go ahead.
Well, what happened was exactly what I thought was going to happen. That Crawford was going to come in, establish his distance, get the timing, start to connect, and get him out of there. It take him a few rounds to do that, especially with a fighter like Porter, who is kind of unpredictable in his attack, how he comes in sporadically in and out. He's a good fighter. Sean Porter's a good fighter. But once he started to touch him, you're not going to stand there and let Crawford hit you. He hit too hard. He's too accurate. He's too precise. His punch placement is dead on. Them shots to the heart that he was throwing to his heart, that's debilitating.
Yes. It was.
Dead center of the chest, right where the heart is at. He kept landing them there. And that was freezing Sean Porter.
Did you not see the freeze?
Yeah, it was freezing. He was landing there and it was freezing. I'm watching the fight now. I got it on right now. This is like my third time watching it. Like I just like it's amazing, man. I just think he's such a special fighter. And like I seen this years ago. Everybody else was now people I see are getting on the bandwagon like they always do. But I saw this a long time ago. The thing is he's gonna beat Errol Spence even easier than he beat Sean Porter.
And can you explain why you say that?
Because he's easier to hit. He stands more flat-footed. He comes straight in straight lines. He don't move around like Sean Porter. Earl put the high guard in, tuck his elbows, and come in behind the jab in a straight line. He's going to get hit a lot. You can't get hit a lot by Crawford. You're not going to stand there and take those punches. Earl ain't going to stand there and take those punches. You'll see. If they ever fight, you're going to see he's going to beat Errol Spence a lot easier than he beat Porter.
I don't discount that. I always say that I think Terrence has more tools in his bag than anybody else. Let's stick with the welterweight. I think he has more tools in his bag, and he executes them well. So, what do you say to people who say Terrence don't have that many tools in his bag, or people who may say he didn't show much of it in that fight?
They don't know boxing. They need to keep watching other sports and leave boxing alone. He displayed everything. It's not easy to do what Terrence Crawford did to Porter. Who else did it?
No one.
Who else did him like that? He's been in there with everybody. Nobody did that to him. And I don't want to hear about him being his ring rust or him being beat up or like he's such a war-torn fighter. I don't want to hear all that. Sean Porter was Sean Porter. He looked the best I ever seen him look the other night, Saturday night. He came in there fully prepared. It's just like he said his own mouth. Bud is special. He's different. He said that. I didn't. I ain't been in the ring. Well, I've been saying, but I ain't been in the ring with him. Porter was in the ring with him. And he said it's something different about him.
You got the Quan. DJ, salute, King. He said, salute, Miss T. I'm not getting your notification. I'm not sure what StreamYard is doing or YouTube is doing. Somebody else told me that. But I come on every day, y'all, Monday through Friday at 7:30. And I just shut it down whenever I complete the show. It's like at my own discretion. But every day at 7:30, I should be here. Unless I'm having technical difficulties or something like that. So all I can do is say sorry about that. I just don't know why that's happening. But back to so the first round, did you give that to Sean or you gave it to Crawford?
No, actually I gave Porter like the first maybe 5 rounds. Like he was beating, he was out boxing, he was moving because he was doing more work. He was out hustling Crawford. But it was kind of like ineffective aggression. Like Crawford wasn't landing that many shots, but the ones he did land was effective. They was getting the job done. Kind of similar we go back to when Canelo was fighting. When you're landing quality shots, it don't take as many. Don't take as many. So the shots that he was landing here and there, people were saying, okay, Porter winning those exchanges, but they wasn't looking at who was getting hurt. Crawford wasn't getting hurt from them shots that he was getting hit with. Them single shots that every time Porter ran in, you would see Crawford land that shot to the chest, that shot to the heart. Them shots was hurting. Them shots was hurting him. Porter just is tough. He's a tough bulldog, man.
Ain't he
And
though?
he was eating them.
Ain't he
Yeah,
though?
he's tough, but them shots was hurting him, and the cumulative effect it added up. And then once that happened, he started dropping his hand and making it easy to get to the head, and he started getting tagged upside the head. He was hurt to the body and the head. When he got dropped that first time, he was hurt both places, the head and the body. And when he got up, he was woozy. He was woozy from the first knockdown. And then he got knocked down again. The second time he got up, he was dizzy that time too. And that's why he was frustrated and very dizzy when he got up. When he got up, look at his body language when he stood up. Your dad know you more than anybody knows. His dad saw him and saw how woozy he was, and he saved Porter's life. Because Crawford was about to line his ass up and land something very devastating. He had a minute with a minute and a half left. That's a long time when you hurt, man. When you hurt, a minute and a half in the fight is a long time when you're in there with a finisher like Bud Crawford. He was going to line him up and hit him with a punch with everything on it. And Sean Porter was about to go to sleep. Y'all was about to really see him go to sleep. Like I thought he was going to sleep. I said he was going to sleep. But Kenny Porter cared more about his son and did the right thing and stopped it.
Andrew Charles say, what I enjoy most about Bud fights is watching him figure out his opponents. Nobody else makes mid-fight adjustments as effectively as he does. D-Ray in the building was popping king. Salute Queen. Blessings, Miss T. Yeah, I was going to say that. So when Sean went down the second time, the ref started counting, right? He bent over and he was on all fours, right? Right? Kind of like he was on his knees and hands. Remember why he got like that?
Talking about getting up off the ground.
When he was trying to. But when he pounded the mat, he was kind of on his knees and his hands. But
he was dizzy as hell right there.
Huh?
He was dizzy right there. When he was banging the ground, he was dizzy.
I said this, and I don't think nobody believed me. I can tell, you remember being in the military, when you're doing your push-ups and stuff, when you get tired, you kind of lean forward. You do. You kind of lean forward because, I don't know about y'all in the Army, but in the Navy, when we're doing push-ups, you got to keep going, and when you take a rest, you got to be in the push-up position. And when you start, what we do is when you be getting tired, you start leaning forward and buckling your knees. You know, they don't be as straight. I saw that, and I said, he's tired. He's hurt, and he's tired.
Yeah, that's what it was. I don't think he was tired. Porter was hurt. He was hurt.
I think he was tired. I think he was gassing out from all those gut punches.
Well, but he not to the point where he could. If he wasn't hurt, he could have kept fighting. He's just that dog. He's a dog, man. You got to kill him. He'll keep coming. But like I said, those shots were debilitating. He was hurt to the body and to the chest and to the head. Those were heart punches. He was hurt to the chest and to the head, and he was extremely dizzy when he tried to get up. I done watched it a few times. I saw it the first time I saw that, but I done verified it like a few more times looking at it. He was dizzy, man, and his daddy was sitting at him. He saw him dizzy. That's why he said, "No, do that. Let's stop this fight right now," because he knew what was getting ready to happen. Bud was finna rush over there and line it up and hit him with something clean on the chin and drop him. He's going to go to sleep.
Andrew Charles said, he does take about 3 rounds to start stepping it up. That frustrates me sometimes watching the fight, but it's part of his method. Noah GX in the building. Was poppin' king? How was things in Japan? And D-Ray said, first time I agreed with Teddy Bud. Mike Instincts UN match. Fire. But see, what I was talking about when he was on all fours, I said, oh, he's tired and he's hurt. When he went to pounding, I said he buying time. He's frustrated, true, but he's buying time. And what made me say that, because I'm looking at the body language. When he lift that, I want to say left foot up, whatever that foot is, that he lift up to set on the mat before he was trying to stand up, in the air when he was trying to put it up under him, it was shaky. It was shaky, and I was like, "Oh shit!" When he stood up,
he was
about a second. He was wobbly for about a second, but as you say, he tough as hell. And so,
Mm-hmm.
having seen that, I kind of listen a little bit more to what Kenny say. I understand, as boxing fans, a lot of people like we don't get no fucks about that. He should have went out on the Shield or whatever. I don't think Kenny
He
ever
did
saw
go
him
out
in
on the
that
Shield
predicament.
because Porter didn't quit, and the referee didn't stop it. His daddy stopped it.
Right.
His daddy saw what was going on. His daddy saw. You can't really care about what everybody else think, man. If that corner care about, like I see, a lot of corners don't care about their fighters. They have fighters to get their hell beat out of them, get their brains beat out, and they keep time at a time. You can't do that. You should care about your fighter. Kenny, he ain't just his coach, it's his daddy. He cared about him. So you looking at him, you want to give him the best opportunity to win. But at that particular moment, there was nothing Porter could do. Porter was gone. He's finna go to sleep. He was completely defenseless. It was almost like he was impaired from drugs, like he was drinking alcohol. His reflexes was gone. He wasn't finna protect himself. His mind wasn't sharp. He was finna go. He was getting ready to
That's
go
what Kenny said.
violently.
That's what Kenny said.
No, this is what I'm saying.
I'm saying Kenny said it too. Salute Japan, Noah GX. D-Ray said, I want more Porter fight.
Go.
You said what?
I said he's going to go very violently. Crawford loved making statements. And he was getting ready to he's going to put the stamp on it right there. He's going to put Sean Porter to sleep where the doctors have to come in there and get him. That was getting ready to happen. And everybody who knows boxing and know Crawford know that was getting ready to happen. And so I'm glad. That's why you don't see Porter even arguing about it. He probably went back and watched the fight himself, and then he remembered this mental state that he was in, the condition he was in, and he know he couldn't be in there with no damn Crawford when Crawford is sharp and you're like that. There's no way. He's finna go.
DJ said Bud has great footwork and angles, and he hits people with stuff they don't see coming. But he also gets hit a lot, and Errol has a very high work and breaks people. I hope this fight happens. I'm excited.
What I see when he say that, Crawford gets hit, but he don't get hit with the big stuff. He is such a counterpuncher. The good, sharp counterpunchers, they know how to stand in the right range where you touch him, but the leverage ain't there. You ain't really catching him at the blunt of your power. He's trying to exchange with you and catch you with his. So yeah, he getting hit with some of them shots, but the shots he was getting hit with, I only see him get hit with maybe a couple of shots that really had something on it. Once he got the range down, Porter was reaching. He had Porter reaching after a few rounds, and it was him winning the exchange. Porter was throwing the numbers. The numbers was there, but the quality wasn't there. Bud was landing quality shots, which we saw in the end. Who got broken down? You didn't see Bud getting broken down. He wasn't getting, and oh my God, man, he's so slick with that shot. It looked like he's getting hit with shots, but he's getting hit with the shots that he want to get hit with. You're not really catching him clean with your power shot. And I hope and pray that Errol Spence signed a contract and they fight, because you're going to see how easily Crawford knocks him out. He's going to stop him, and it's not going to be nothing like this fight right here. It's going to be nothing like the Porter fight. Nothing. Total different styles of fighting.
Now, I got to ask this question. Don't nobody beat me up. I've seen Errol fights, and more than one occasion, I've seen him do low blows. Now, I know Shelton told me that when Sean and Errol fought, the low blows came because Sean was leading with his head. I didn't recognize that right off, but I know that Sean does shit like that because he kind of lunges in and he kind of play football. But when Errol fought Ocampos or whatever that dude name is, he hit him twice in the nuts. So what could Crawford do with something like that?
Crawford from the streets, man. I mean, if you make it dirty with him, I believe it's gonna make it worse for you. I don't consider Errol to be a dirty fighter. I've been watching him his whole career. I don't consider him to be a dirty fighter. I don't think he's gonna come into the fight to fight dirty. If he has the balls to come in here and fight Crawford, I don't think he's gonna come to fight dirty. I think he's gonna really come to do his best and try to win the right way. But it's not gonna be good enough. It will not be good enough. With the styles, it's not gonna be good enough. His style, Crawford's style trumps his. He got him in speed. He got him in reach. He got him in footwork. He got him in power. He got him in every category. He got him.
Noah GX said Porter admitted it all on the second interview from his home. D-Ray said, "Oh, Chumpo." Demetrius like salute at D-Ray. And D-Ray said boots hit low. Like I just noticed that. Like, I'm just saying, I don't think that Earl's a dirty fighter neither. But I think it's happened more than once in his fights. I don't know if sometimes is that what you guys do when like Shelton offered the reasoning behind it, like, oh, Porter's coming in with his head. So of course Earl had to go low probably to back him up. Like, hey, that's from my perspective. I'm like, he hit him low. So I wondered about that. Just something that you guys do. D-Ray said Demetrius Wright salute. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh.
What you say?
I said, is that intentional or that's just something y'all do? Like,
Nah. You got dirty fighters. You got accidents. Sometimes the styles cause you to do that. Like, I don't see Spence ain't no dirty fighter. He's a good fighter. He don't have to be dirty. Usually the fighters that are dirty fighters, they be lacking in some areas, man. That guy Spence can fight. Spence ain't no dirty fighter. Big straight low here and there. That's just what it is. I don't think he's no dirty fighter though. And I don't see him up. Crawford ain't no dirty fighter. Them boys gonna come. If they get in the ring together, they're gonna bang, and the best man gonna win, which is gonna be Crawford.
That's what I say. But I don't know. I had to ask that question because I was like, man, that would be my only worry. Do it get dirty up in there? That's my problem with Sean Porter. I like him. I like his hustle. I would say he is one of the best, if not the best, punch resistance person.
His durability.
Because when I keep saying that Sean was hurt, a lot of people be like, oh, he wasn't hurt. But because, if he was hurt, he would have, I guess people are judging by what they normally see hurt people go through. But I'm saying for Sean's hurt, it's on a different level. He's hardly comparable to no one. When I see him pause after getting hit in the diaphragm, that first clean shot, and it was how Crawford did it. Crawford took a half step back, and then he took a half step to the side, and bam, right in the damn diaphragm.
Angle.
I was like, that takes skills.
That's the other thing when we go back to the Spence fight. Spence is usually being a southpaw and having an advantage on 90% of his opponents. He's not going to have that advantage against Crawford. That's taken away now. Now you're looking in the mirror. Now you're fighting a southpaw. A southpaw who's better at fighting southpaw better than you are.
Now, some folks will say that he's not. Now, can you explain that? Some people will say, the only reason we talk about Spence, y'all, is because that, to us, is next. That's what everybody want to see.
Right. Porter, we don't need to keep talking about Porter. He just knocked Porter ass out.
Okay. Demetrius Wright said they pushing for Josh Taylor. They are. They have, but Bob Crawford don't work for him no more.
I don't think they're gonna make that fight, and then they're gonna put Josh Taylor in there with Crawford, man. That's just to give him some light, some shine, to give him the spotlight, something, because Crawford now is on every sports page. Crawford name is boxing now. Everybody is talking about Crawford now. So let's attach Josh Taylor, who nobody really gives a shit about, but he can't box. Josh Taylor can't box. But when you put him in there with any of them top elite American boys, they're gonna beat his ass, man. Crawford will beat him. Who else is up there? He had 140, right?
Josh Taylor is.
I would say Tank would probably beat him. Anybody around that, he don't want to fuck with none of them 147s. Porter would beat him. The Porter that fought Crawford the other night will beat the shit out of Josh Taylor.
I actually say Porter did a good job too. I actually thought that was his best fight. but I am looking at his previous fights and comparing it, and I will say he was not able to maul um, Crawford. And do you think that Crawford was excessively clinching? Because that was a way to
No,
curtail Porter's aggression. But before you say that, let
not.
me read this chat.
Mm-hmm.
D-Ray
Okay.
said Bud Head butts Porter first and probably get EJ something first look. I mean, and you said Josh Taylor not going 12. And D-Ray said Crawford name is boxing. I agree. um, so go ahead.
What you saying again?
I said he was clinching them,
No, that he was
but that
doing that.
was mhm.
Go ahead. What to offset? To tie him up on the inside and to wrestle and to show him I'm stronger than you. He showed Porter that you're not the big dog in here. I'm stronger than you because each time they locked up, he would walk him back. He would lock up Porter and walk him backwards. That's manhandling you. When you're in a fight, when in a boxing match with somebody and y'all locked up, and this guy grab you and basically kind of like lift you a little bit and walk you backwards, you feel that. It's a mental thing too. Crawford was
Mm.
beating him on all levels. It ain't just physical. It's a mental game, mental battle going in there too. And that man-to-man shit, when we lock up and we strong, you might sometimes you can be a better boxer than the guy. But when he lock up with you and he's stronger than you and he can push you around him, sometimes mentally it can wilt you. Mentally, it can zap some of your energy away and zap some of your confidence away. But when they locked up, that shit that Porter usually doing, bulldogging and mauling and using his strength and his size, Crawford showed him, that ain't how it is tonight. You can't do that to me. And he was pushing him back on the ropes. And you can look in Porter's face when they're doing that. Your
Yeah.
face, sometimes your facial expression tell everything, man. When he was doing that, it was like, damn, this dude is strong. You can see it. So he was
Remember,
beating him on every level. He wanted to show I'm a better man on every level. You want to brawl? I'm going to brawl with you, and I'm going to land the cleaner shots. I'm going to hurt you in these exchanges. You want to wrestle? I'm going to lift you up and walk you backwards like a little boy. I'm going to manhandle you. And no matter what he did, Crawford met him and showed him I'm better than you at it. And so he beat him mentally and physically and then stopped him.
D-Ray said, Miss T, who cooking on the panel? This Coach G, y'all. You didn't have your knuckle game thing up.
What's
But
up there?
yeah, knuckle game like Cross said. But D-Ray, that's Coach G. So, when I said the physicality of it all is when I don't know if it was first or second round, Sean tried to maul him. They got tangled up and Crawford walked him to the Crawford spun him around and walked him over to the ropes. I thought that was part of manhandling, or
That is.
but, yeah. So that's part of that too, and as well as him clinching, because the ref let them fight. Shout outs to the ref, he let them fight. But I
Excellent
thought that
referee.
he was one. I gotta say by far this year, he's probably the best one I've seen. But he would grab him up, and not just because Crawford won, but Sean's wildness, because Sean was coming in. It's not like he didn't try his mauling. It just wasn't working. So you saying the clinching and when they got tangled up and he spun him around, took him to the ropes, that was all part
That's
of
to
the
show
mental
him.
game of
That's to
physicality.
show you. Yeah, to show you I'm stronger than you. That's that you can't manhandle me, and that's a big part of Porter's game. Is that mauling shit, that getting close up on you, that football shit, and shoulder to shoulder and pushing you around, and that kind of mess with your head in the fight when this guy's that strong and bullying you around in the ring like that. And Crawford took that away. That's one of his weapons. He took it away. He disarmed him. Everything, even with the jab. Porter got a good jab. It's a jab that a lot of people don't give him credit for. His jab is a good snapping power jab. But how did Crawford take it away? He kept throwing that right hook over the top of it. He made Porter lose confidence in that jab, and he took it away from him.
That part I didn't even notice. I know he was throwing a right hook. He was check hooking his ass all night.
Over the top of the jab. He was throwing that right hook over the top of the jab. And if every time you throw that jab, even if that punch missed, you feel it. You feel it. If it grazed you, you feel it. And Crawford was throwing it with power behind it. So it makes you not want to get hit with it. So it makes you less confident in your jab. I mean, he really just took Porter apart like I never seen before, man. It's more than what just the physical part where a lot of people see. Oh, he caught him and hurt him. Nah, it started from the right the gate. It started probably from the weigh-in. Did you see the weigh-in?
I saw it a little bit, like when I saw the part when they went face to face. Well, I saw the weigh-in, but the part that struck me was when they went to go face to face. Crawford went right to him, and they had to turn
Crawford
around.
like he ready to fight. Crawford
Yeah,
like he was gonna fight right then.
Yeah,
he was in a total different mode. He was in war mode already, and Porter was more relaxed and calm. And it was like you feel that energy when the man want to get to your ass. You know what I'm saying? The fight started at the weigh-in. It started there. That was all. And then Porter knows Crawford. This ain't some guy that you don't know anything about. You and your daddy know this man. Know about this man. You know what I'm saying? You know he's real. You know he's a good. I know he can punch. I know he can box. You know he can do everything. You know the risk that you're coming into. Which is why I have to keep taking my hat off for Sean Porter for taking this fight. During the days these guys scared to fight each other. Sean Porter is one of them dudes that will fight anybody, man. He proved it. He ain't ducking and dodging nobody. And he knew what he was up against. He knew the chances of him getting knocked out in this fight. And he still took it. So,
y'all smash the like button up in here. Do me a favor, smash that like button. If you never subscribed before, go ahead and do so now. To my Facebookers, come into YouTube, smash the like button, and hit subscribe. So what now? This is something I caught, and you tell me if I'm correct in this. The herky jerky, the Sean Porter famous herky jerky. You know when he like taps, it's almost like he fencing, like he coming forward real quick, then he come back, and then he try to, do the jig and try to get in on you and stuff.
That's to throw you off his rhythm. To throw your timing off.
You know what I saw Crawford do? He like bounced up and down in the same spot, but like he was just, he was light on his feet, but he was going up and down every time. It seemed like that Sean tried to do that, Crawford would do that. And I was like, oh my God, what was that? Was that an adjustment, or was that something to nullify?
I didn't catch that. But what I did see is that every time Porter would do that, the only time Porter is effective at that, where he bounced around a little bit and try to throw you off his rhythm, then attack, is when you don't have control of the range. Crawford had control of the range. So when you do all that, that little half step he do, one half step, two, the little steps back that he do to get right of the range, he knows his range at. So once he got his range established, that shit didn't work no more. It only worked in the first half of the fight, the first few rounds. But once his range got established, he was like right on the edge of those punches. So Porter would shoot in and throw a few punches, but it stopped working. That little bounce around shit didn't work no more. Crawford figured him out and got the distance and the timing, and he started catching them. And the punch of the night was that left, what was it? Straight left, straight uppercut to the heart. That's the shot that you go back and look at it. That shit it was hard, man, and it was dead on every time by Porter rushing in and Crawford stepping in, because he wasn't pulling back when he threw that. That wasn't retreat. He was stepping into it, and Porter was coming into it, and that was hitting him dead in the center of his chest, man. Where your heart at? That's a hard.
I'm gonna tell you, Bud is strong, because if y'all ever noticed, and I've seen him do it a couple of times, when he's fighting somebody, like you said, Bud don't retreat that much. As much as it might seem like it, or you might think he do, he really don't. He knew that Sean was coming in, and I said it. Sean gonna get knocked out because he gonna run into something. He knew that Sean would come in. I don't know how he plants his feet so good, because Sean's coming in full body, almost like a tackle, and he would go on the angle or something but like you said, come up the middle with an uppercut or something, or just straight to the chest or whatever, or to the chin. He chin checked him a couple of times, and Sean is hoping, like he's throwing punches as he coming in, hoping he can knock him over or get him off balance. And I don't think nobody is ever really successful with that with Crawford. I think Sean had his moments doing that type of stuff, but Crawford just he could turn his body and just bam, let you run right into it and don't fall over.
He was trying to get the uppercut, but because of his bone structure, the way his arms are so long, it was hard for him to get the placement on that chin, that uppercut to the chin. So he stopped trying to land that one. But the one that was landing was the one to the heart, the one to the chest. And he kept landing that one. And that's the one, that was the punch of the night for me that did the most damage to Shawn Porter. Was that shot when he was coming in, they was colliding, and he was hitting to the chest with that straight or kind of uppercut left hand. That punch was hurting. And you can look at, anytime he landed it, look at the body language of Porter after he landed that shot. He's a warrior, man. So he's good at trying. You can't always let your opponent know when you hurt. So he's good at disguising when he hurt. That's that mental toughness he got. He was hurt, but he don't want to let you know. But after a while, he couldn't disguise it no more. His body was showing. That I even told him, man, when it happened, I was like, he hurt. His ass is hurt.
Froze.
And then the next round or 2 rounds after that, it was over.
He froze.
I saw the change. Yeah, I saw the change when he changed.
There was one time he must have ran into something. I don't remember what round. In my head is like 3 or 4. But when Crawford first started landing to that gut, like that torso, Crawford hit him and Shawn froze. I would say at least a second. Almost like he was thinking. Like time stood still.
Nah, that shot hit you and it give you a little delayed reaction. Sometimes the pain hit you kind of a little bit after the shot hit you. Like them body shots is something else, man. There's something else. I was drilling Caden over there tonight. Like body punching, man, is like so underrated. Everybody want the flashy headshots. It's them body shots that get you them KOs.
D-Ray said, is there a better punch in boxing than Bud right hook? He asking you, Coach.
That straight left hand, that straight uppercut to the heart. Because he wasn't really landing the right hook. The right hook was being used toward the end. He landed and hurt him, but that was only because he had done chopped the body down. But in the beginning, he couldn't land the right hook. It was just being used to discourage Porter jab, to take his jab away. It was that shot to the chest. That was the shot that did it. That was beautiful.
That was murder was the case that he gave him. I mean, it was just so much. But you have people out there that say Bud don't make adjustments. What do you say to that?
Man, again, those are people who don't know boxing. You cannot watch Crawford fight and see. I can see when he make the adjustments at. Like if you watch the first few rounds, you see him struggling, looking clumsy, being pushed over, they falling over each other. You see him overshooting his shots. They overshooting. He missing a little bit. But then when you see him start to land that shot and his body position is right, that's when he got his range down. He got his timing down. And that shot, it looks like he hitting the hand pads. It's perfect. He done made the adjustment. Now. Now he's got everything is right. The timing, the leverage, the distance, everything is right. It's hard to do that in the beginning unless you got a stationary target. You got a guy who's just sitting still in front of you. It'll take a few seconds to get your timing down and distance, start catching them with those clean shots. But if you got a guy that moves around, that bobs and weaves, that in and out, that herky-jerky shit like Porter do, it's hard to hit him. A moving target is always harder to hit than a stationary target. So it takes a minute to get that. But once you see him start to do that, that's an adjustment right there. If I'm missing you in the first 2 rounds and I start landing it in the middle round, I had to make an adjustment. I had to do something. Something had to change for me to start being successful now when I wasn't being successful earlier. That's an adjustment.
So do you think that did Terrence ascertain that he could not, was it a strategy, in other words, for him to go to the body more? Because I noticed that he went to the body more with Porter than I'm used to seeing. Like, I'm used to seeing his punches vary. But it seemed like he was more concentrated on the torso area than anything. Was that strategy?
Well, of course, everything is strategy in the ring when it comes to them. I'm used to seeing him go to the body. If you go back and Ndongo, what that dude's name is?
Ndongo.
The African Ndongo. He dropped him with a body shot, vicious body shot. One punch to the body, dropped him. Ended it. Couldn't even breathe for about 10 seconds. He always go to the body. But I would say he went to the body a little bit more because he was fighting the army tank. I mean, you fighting a bull in front of you. Then how you get rid of the bull? They just keep stabbing him with them swords. Ole, you just keep letting him ride past you and stab his ass, stab him, and he bleeds out. That's what he was doing. You keep touching him, and you're gonna bleed him out. That's all he did. He bled him out, and then closed the show.
Yeah.
He's supposed to go to the body with a strong guy like. If you don't go to the body fighting a strong guy like that, I mean, what are you doing? He's gonna stay strong the whole fight.
I don't know why I'm yawning, but anyway, I'm not sleepy, y'all. So the controversy, okay, far as I'm concerned, has nothing to do with Crawford. And I use the word controversy only because if we look at this fight and all we can concentrate on or focus on is Kenny stopping the fight early or not, you know, or throwing the towel in way too soon, whatever he said, then it's like we kind of still, it's almost like it can lead into, did we answer the question? Has the question been answered about Terence Crawford abilities and his stance or his ranking? And to me, the question is answered, but I felt like Terence was pound for pound before they even started the fight. Like I felt like, did the needle move for you watching this fight as far as his ranking status or what you feel like he can do going forward?
No, like I always told you, he was number one pound for pound to me. Right before Dre retired, it was kind of hard for me with Dre and Crawford because they both was on that level. So I was, either one, Crawford or Dre, on one. It didn't matter which one, but they both was there. So you can't have two number ones. But if I could have two number ones, it would have been Dre and Ward side by side. But somebody had to go first. But once Dre retired, it was no question. It was Bud damn Crawford. He was the one that was number one. They tried to put Chocolatito in there. Then he got knocked out.
Loss.
Then they tried to put Lomachenko in there. He got beat.
Which was silly.
How you put a guy in there with 11 fights versus guys with 30-something fights. They got more knockouts than you got fights. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to put him in the top. Come on, man. Lomachenko got put up. And then then it was Lomachenko and Crawford. Then you remove Lomachenko and then they just threw Canelo in there. But there's no question because Crawford has been fighting the best that he could fight. He ain't ducking and dodging. You ain't going to come to him with a mandatory and he say, oh, I don't want to fight this mandatory too hard. I'm going to give you my belt. You give me a franchise belt. And then that way I can still call myself a champion. And I'll go over here and either move up to a different division to avoid you. That's that shit Canelo do. Canelo get into a division and he can fight. The dude can fight. I give him all that. But he does duck opponents. He duck people. Crawford you can't tell me nobody Bud Crawford duck. Nobody can say somebody.
Hold on, man. This is what they say. Now, I'm not as liberal with the word duck. I'm like AJ duck Deontay. It's not many people that I be saying ducking somebody because I can't be liberal with the word duck. I just personally can't. But some could look at ducking like if you don't take a fight and somebody offer it. Like it could be as simple as that. Like, okay, Crawford could say, I want Errol Spence. And then Errol be like, man, I ain't worried about you right now. Then to some, that could be a duck. To me, that's not a duck. Like, I think at times these boxers are strategizing and they playing within the realms of the business. How do you feel about it? What constitute a duck for you?
Like I said, tell me somebody that Bud Crawford ducked. He ain't ducked nobody. When it comes to Spence wanted what he wanted, 60-40 or 80-20. He threw out some crazy ass number. Come on, man. And now Crawford just showed you why you ain't taking them kind of numbers. Because now he can't come at Crawford with them bullshit numbers now. You got to come more correct now. Crawford just get in and stop Sean Porter. His name just went through the roof. His stock just went through the roof. Like we now know even Spence is losing fans now. Even Spence fans is like, dude, come on, you gotta. We've been at work bragging on your ass, man. You got to fight this dude. Oh, we're
Yeah,
gonna
a
look
lot
stupid
of
following you. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight this guy. So he can't use that. He can't hide behind them numbers no more. You're gonna have to pay this man what the hell he worth. You got to get him a bigger split. If you want the larger split, I'm cool with that because I really think Crawford will take it as long as it's nothing stupid. You know what I'm saying? As long as it can't be nothing stupid. What is it? It can't be nothing stupid. You got to pay this man equally.
I
But
think the split
Crawford
right now
ain't
is
ducking nobody.
I think if it go to like a purse bid or something, I think the split would be 80-20, but it might be to Spence
That ain't
favor.
gonna work.
That ain't gonna work.
80-20 ain't gonna work. Nah, Crawford ain't taking that. That's retarded. That fight is gonna make so much money. He's not finna do that. Because ain't nobody else that Spence, huh?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's nobody out there that Spence can fight to make the money he's gonna make with Bud Crawford right now. That's the biggest fight in boxing right now is Bud Crawford versus Spence. There is no other fight to talk about. That's the fight to talk about right now.
That's why Mayweather reached out and was like, yo, come work with me. And a lot of people like, hell no. D-Ray said Mayweather said Bud beats EJ. I didn't know that, D-Ray. Now that's news. D-Ray breaking news. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that either, but I ain't had to hear that from Mayweather. I could have told Mayweather that. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to just beat him. He's going to stop him, and he's going to stop him early. After seeing this fight, I knew he was going to beat him the whole time. But now, I wanted to see how he act with a big bull like Sean Porter. Now after seeing how he manhandled him and beat him up and stop him, ain't nothing he got. Ain't nothing he got for Bud Crawford.
Birdman in the building. What's popping, King?
Hey, Queen. I'm tired of y'all, too.
Look.
I'm tired of y'all.
Oh, must be another Spence fan.
He is. He's a Spence fan.
I'm a Spence fan, but I'm a boxing fan, too.
Yeah, so. Me too. Speak your piece. Go ahead and come to his defense.
Hey, my thing is this right here. I ain't got nothing to say about Bud Crawford. He did his thing. I was just mad. I lost $1,100 off of it. Kenny.
Oh my God.
Kenny's a bitch. Excuse my language, Miss T. Kenny's a bitch for doing that. And all I gotta say is I got another 1,000 on Spence versus Bud.
What are you doing?
Eating busy giving money away.
Well, Birdman, I got some bills I would love for you to pay. It's Christmas month.
He's just throwing his money away.
Listen to this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I've seen Spence take more punishment than what Bud took the other night. Porter put it on him, really.
Put it on who?
Porter put it on Bud. He could. At first, I thought he was gonna overwhelm him, but the thing about it is, to me, Spence would have handled that a lot better than the way Bud did. Bud was in that clinching game. I thought he was so good that he was supposed to box his way out of it. He was holding on tight.
I saw Crawford fight his usual fight. Who changed their game up was Porter. You know why Porter changed his game up? He had so much respect for Bud Crawford. He knew he was getting there with somebody. He didn't come in there with the attitude like he came in there against Spence. He came in there he did not respect Spence at all. He went straight to Spence's ass and went to war with Spence. He came in there with nothing but respect for Bud Crawford. And it was a good fight. Hey, that was probably one of the best fights I saw all year. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was happy about both of them, but I was just hurt at the end though, the way Kenny did that. Well, Kenny had to do that, man, because that's his son, and he was about to die.
Man, no, he wasn't about to die. He's about to get knocked out. There's a difference between about to die and get knocked out, man. Listen, he took something away from Porter. He should let that man go out in this shit. If he was gonna get knocked out, he would have been okay. He would have woke up. Should let him go out like a champion. You talking about let's go to war? Man.
If a guy,
that's a coward's way out. I think.
If a fighter still got his faculties, got everything together, then you can send him back out there. But if your fighter is dizzy and doesn't have everything together, and you can see that, I'm sitting on my couch and I saw that, so I know his dad is sitting in the ring and can see that. Like as a coach, you see these things, especially in your fighter. You know when something ain't right with them. It would take a heartless coach to send his fighter back out there and know what's going to happen and let it happen.
what's the point of it being called boxing if you know your guy's going to get knocked out, but he still wants to go back in there? Let him go out on his shield. You just take away. It just takes away from the sport of boxing when you do that, man. Playing it safe.
I don't
Oh, he
think
about
so.
to get knocked out. I'm gonna throw the towel in.
No, I don't think so. I mean, if I saw him with his legs together and has can go out there and defend himself, because these guys are still human beings with families, man. So
You're right.
I got a different touch to these boxers. Like I care about them. Like I want to see Porter go home to his family, just like what he said. Like this, it's a sport for our entertainment, but I don't want to see these guys die in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him be able to lead. If he get knocked out, cool. But if I see him not together where he can't defend himself, Porter was gone, man. Porter was dizzy. If you see the refs talking to him, he was gone. He was not there 100% at that time when he got up.
I agree.
And Crawford was 100% focused on what he was finna do. He's finna go straight out there, line him up, and your brain can't take them kind of clean shots, especially when it's already damaged. He was already dizzy. That next shot could have killed him, literally. I mean, this has happened in boxing before. Or it could have changed him permanently where he's no longer Shawn Porter, where he's somebody else that got to be fed through a spoon and walk around with a damn diaper. There's plenty of fighters that are like that. So I don't want to see no fighter go out like that if you can help it for my entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Porter had already gave us all the entertainment we need. He came out there and fought his heart out, man, for 10 straight rounds until he got really hurt. And at that point, it was over. There was nothing else we could see besides Shawn Porter going to sleep. That was all you was getting ready to see. And if that was going to cost that man his life or cost him his livelihood and take him away from his family, it ain't worth that to me.
I think that Kenny Parentage kicked in because I think it was a little bit of both. I saw that Shawn was on shaky legs. I think Kenny could see it. I think him as a parent probably kicked in. I feel what both of y'all are saying because, that's what we live for, right? When we watching boxing, we want to see fucking Pacquiao get knocked out like he did. But at the same time, Kenny, of all people, will know. But Birdman, do you lay any of this at the feet of Bud? Any of this?
I say Bud hit him good, but
No, I'm talking about Kenny stopping it. Is that somehow a reflection on Bud, or just that's between the quarters?
Bud is a dog. He beat the man who couldn't beat the man, but he got the closest thing to it, so that says a lot. So it sets up good for the Spencer and Bud fight, is what I think. And I think that's going to be a good fight, but I think Spence is a little bit too much for Bud.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think that? You see the way he beat the brakes out of Lamont Peterson back in the day?
Lamont was a normal 140 pounder. Shouldn't have been out
at 147. Lamont was wore out.
But
Lamont had been in like 100,000 wars. He was when he was before them wars. That man been in but wars.
So like what now, Birdman, we hear all the time that Bud can't make adjustments but Spence have more adjustments. Do you see them equal, or do you see one having more than the other?
Shit. I see that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even though I'm a Spence fan, I see Bud has a little bit more, because if you watch that fight, Saturday, you could see him changing every round, how he was calculating. Then you saw when he knew Porter was going to throw that looping hand, right? He backed out, then went back in. I said, God damn. So I just think.
Hey, I want to say this too. The way you feel about the knockout, man, the night of the fight, I was like that too. I had to calm down and come back to my senses. I actually got kind of upset when he first stopped me, because I really wanted to see. I really wanted to see him stop Shawn Porter. But after that, after I settled down and my blood stopped boiling and all that stuff, my senses came back. That's when I started speaking like I'm speaking right now. But the night of the fight, I did want to see Crawford. I was where you at. I did want to see Crawford pull him to sleep.
But you know what, though? Crawford got my respect, because I wasn't messing with Crawford about some of the decisions and the stupid stuff he said back. back way when. But when he got up on after that post fight or after the fight and said what he said, with Bob was sitting right there, he gained my respect.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, he
bash
did.
Porter at that either. So I
He
was
got
kind of happy about that.
he fired Bob on the damn post press.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, Bob
man,
was sitting there looking stupid. He couldn't say nothing.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a proud black man right then when he did that. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
damn. I was proud of him.
I mean,
But
he did it smooth too. He
but
did
other
it
than
real
that,
He couldn't
smooth.
get me to fight.
I think the fight, like if they fight this time,
Mhm.
I think it should be 50-50. I think he went and beat the monster that fought everybody in the 147 division, and he beat him good, and he beat him where basically where nobody can say, oh man, he got lucky. No, he punched dude down. So I say it should be a 50-50 fight, but I'm rolling with Spence. I'm taking all betters.
Okay, I respect that. At least you see the man
Ooh.
earn that money. He earned that respect to get paid.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm agreeing with that.
Now
Ain't
listen,
nothing
for
wrong with you
me,
taking Spence.
He
for
humbled
me,
me.
I don't care about the money. I can't even get into it because that gets people emotional, and I be like, y'all, we could talk shit. We don't have to get emotional. I can like two guys, but like one more, and that's in this
Facts.
case in Earl and Bud. That's just how I feel. I don't feel that Earl has more skills than Bud. Period. But
I say
Coach
that,
G was a boxer, so he know
but
what it
see,
means to have more skills in that ring.
I
Well,
say that they
go ahead.
got better. One has a better skill than the other one at certain ways. They like Spence. His formula is the body. Bud, I can't even say what I said about Bud. Bud works the head, the body,
Everything.
punches all. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't say nothing on that.
You just like Spence more. That's all. You ain't got to
That's
justify
cool.
Yeah.
it.
That's cool.
You like Spence for whatever reason you like him for. I get it.
But you can't say nothing bad about Bud. I mean, at first I was saying shit, just because the fact that I didn't get him the way I wanted him to be. I wanted him to, tell Bob off, but he played his cards right. He ended his contract the way you're supposed to end it.
I'm
So
telling
I
you.
got nothing but respect from. That's how you're supposed to end a contract on anything in life. You do it just like that. You go out, you give it your all, and at the end of the day, they can't really say shit bad. But damn,
Yeah, I used to have a saying: "It's business as usual until it's not." You go along with the business at hand until it's not. And Bud played the wall, and he let like a lot of people, and I felt that they were Spence fans. So I'm just being honest. Y'all know I'm gonna be honest on this joint. A lot of people will be saying like they're mad at Bud because the business decisions he made and why he re-signed with Bob, and as you guys are black men, I'm a black woman, and the shit that Bob says will make any black person cringe and be like, why would you go there? But how mad they were did not match the actions that he took. Like seriously, you really can't be that mad at this man because of a business decision. Or like if Bud said, I want this, I want that. Maybe Bud went to Bob and expressed all these desires to fight Pacquiao, to fight Spence. Maybe he sees he's not charismatic. He not sitting on the YouTube or on the live and saying, hey, my fans out there, yo, I try to get the Pacquiao fight. He not doing that. He just went to the promoter who was selling him a lot of bull crap and not doing what he asked. But we took it collectively, not me per se, but we collectively took it as he was ducking. He lying. He don't want the fight. He's scared. And I never understood where that came from. Do y'all, am I wrong here? Like, am I off the mark? Like, go ahead.
Well, I hope that this fight with Porter proves that the man ain't scared of nobody. Anybody getting there and go and battle Sean Porter like that and stop him, beat him up and stop him, you can't say that man scared of anybody. He's proven it. He's proven. So when he say he want the big fight, you shouldn't be second guessing Crawford anymore. He's proven it. He's done it in multiple divisions already. Beat the best guys and clean it out the division. So now he's in another division. and he's trying to do the same thing he just did in his last division. These guys he's trying to fight haven't done what he did. So how can you question him when he's already done it? His history, it's already in the books. He already did that. He's trying to duplicate it again.
You're right. But if he gets in that ring and beat Spence, he can retire a rich man. By himself.
What think they'll make?
I'm talking about. To beat Spence. Yes, in legacy, that'd be the best thing for him. That'd be the best thing for boxing if he was to do that.
Yeah, he'd be a 2-division unified champion.
And everybody would be eating humble pie.
Yeah, everybody. They should be doing it now. Like, they should be doing it now. But I really believe Spence is getting ready to vacate and move to 154. That's what I think.
Whoa.
Man, he better not before he fight Bud.
Stephen Houston said, "What's good, Miss T? Welcome to the building, Stephen. Demetrius Brimeside to cut cross out. Salute at Birdman from Demetrius.
Salute,
Birdman,
Demetrius.
You just said he gonna move to 154.
If he moves to 154, I think he should fight Bud before he moves to 154. He gonna tarnish himself because at 154, that's more than just one Spence. You got other guys that can bang just like Spence at 154.
Well, look, Canelo does it. Canelo jumps around. Canelo just became the undisputed at 168. Benavidez staring right in the face. What he do? He go for fight. What's his dude name? Makabu?
Yeah, he gonna fight somebody named. Don't y'all think that's a setup?
But the thing about that is, man, Canelo just ruining his own. He's just ruining his own.
This dude legacy. Fighting the weakest people. He's bouncing around fighting the weakest opponents he can, and they calling him great. All those killers out there, he just dodging them.
Yes. And the thing about Canelo is, I hope nobody tries to put their career like Canelo's, because if Canelo's going out the coward way, man. So a boxer to me fights anybody. If you at the top, you take on all challengers one at a time. So what Canelo's doing, that's just for him and his Spanish fans, man, because that shit don't fly with me at all.
Right, for the money.
That's some bullshit.
The money and his fans, that's why I'm saying, like, you can't be a fan that you so blind. And you know, like, even with Earl and Bud, like, I cannot stand, for me, just for me, but I take it. I cannot stand when people go into people's resumes and then, you know, like, to me, these two guys are beyond that. They beyond you nitpicking about a person's resume and how good their other opponents were. And, you know, they built it up like Sean was the second coming. And this was a test, but they did that with Kell Brook too, and with the Crawford.
Kell Brook was a good fighter. Kell Brook was a good fighter too. He was a good fighter, and nobody else blew him out like that. Besides Triple G, didn't even blow him out like that. He had retired because of the arm, because of the eye. His eye socket was crushed, but he was still fighting with that crushed eye. But he
and you know what? My
Crawford stopped him.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
And you know what though? I bet. What's his name? The guy which Kell Brook has something messed up with his eye before Gigi got a hold of it. But I guess, you know, getting hit so many times, it actually probably did something to it. You know what I'm saying? Then Gigi just crushed it, and that's another coward.
Well, to be honest, Earl Spence have messed up one. Oh, was it? I think Triple G did it first, and then Earl Spence did the second one. How'd that go?
Yeah, but Birdman is saying he think that Kell Brook eyes was kind of messed up even before he got to Triple G.
That's just my assumption on it. And then
I know Triple G hit hard enough to crush anybody's damn eye socket.
Yeah, that's the thing about that. They sell Triple G like they sell Canelo. He's a monster. He's this and that, but then won't fight nobody.
Won't fight Andre. Andre won't fight Charlo. He wouldn't fight Andre Ward. When Andre Ward was talking about moving up, Andre said, "I'll fight him if he want to fight, but if he don't, I'm moving up to fight Kovalev." And that's what he did.
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If I had a chance to fight any one of them, Boo Boo would be the first one I fight out of all them killers.
Wow,
that'll be the safest route to go.
I really believe so too, man.
Boo Boo just came in. I seen him get an uppercut. He's got a good uppercut within his last fight. That's the only thing I'd be worried about in Boo Boo. Other than that wild swing, I do what Bud did: pull back and come up.
That's what I said, man. I said the same thing. Now, Andre is a good fighter, but to me, he makes a lot of mistakes. He makes a lot of mistakes. He get careless at times. He get over aggressive at times, and he make a lot of mistakes to me. And certain fighters, he ain't gonna get away with that shit.
Boo Boo is one of them people who's awkward. So like when he dipped down to the left, and he's coming with the right hook too, and it's awkward. You can't time it. You can't prepare for it. And I don't know if it's his speed that helps him. I agree he is awkward. But I'm shocked. You guys, that's interesting. You guys say you think he the weakest link. D-Ray said he's T cooking casual temporary boxing fans.
Out of Charlo and Benavidez and Beterbiev, yeah. Out of those 4 opponents, I believe the weakest link is Andre.
Exactly.
Not saying that he would lose.
Put it like this. You see the way Porter fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boo Boo style is just like that, but a bigger version of it. He don't change. The only thing I saw him brought into his the way he fights now is that uppercut, but he goes to it all the time. And then you got to think about it. The guys that he fight, he struggles with them sometimes with that wild swinging on these nobodies. I ain't gonna call them nobody, but you know what I mean. He struggles with them. Just think what those other boys would do to him.
But I think that he's the kind of fighter that rise to the occasion based on his fights to the level of his opponent. When he's fighting somebody that is not that serious, he kind of fights down. Some guys bring their A game no matter who. Somebody like Crawford, he gonna bring his A game whether you're on his level or not. But somebody like Boo Boo, I think he plays with certain guys that he fights and looks like that. But I think if he got in there with the right opponent, he'll probably sharpen up a little bit and look a little better. But the thing is, a lot of times you develop those bad habits. And so even when you decide to straighten up and bring your A game, you still have those bad habits that you was bullshitting with before, and you pay the price for it. And that's what I think is going to happen with him.
And he hasn't been in a war as of late. Like the Charlo brothers and all these other fighters, they've been in wars, so they ready to go. And
they fighting killers. They fighting other killers. Yeah.
Yes, but see, if you're fighting these guys with, that are lesser than you, you're not sharpening yourself. But I give him credit. At least he does want to get in the ring, and he's calling out everybody now. So that's the only one thing I can say about Boo Boo. Yes.
I think he made a statement this past Friday night. I was proud of him. He made a statement. He was like, I don't know what more I could do. He's a weird character. Let me get some of these chats. Andrew Charles said, I enjoyed Andre's style. Stephen Houston said, Charlo is just up, ands, and downs. Charlo got touched up by Montiel CMOB, and Charlo is bad against pressure fighters. That's why he ducking Benavidez. Ooh. And Montiel is a killer. He was like, come on.
He's not even in Benavidez's weight class. He shouldn't open his mouth and say something to him, but Charlo is at 160. True. Benavidez is 168. Charlo, I would like to see him fight Andre since he can't really get no other fight. I would love to see him and Andre go ahead and square off. But I think Charlo would beat him. I actually think Charlo would knock Andre out.
You think so?
I think Charlo would do a good job against Benavidez, too. You see, when Anthony Dirrell fought him, Anthony Dirrell was going to beat him and for that cut. He was putting it on him.
Yeah, that's a fight I can't
see call. That one. It was Dirrell and who else?
It was the dog.
Benavidez. Wasn't it Benavidez when they got the cut on Dirrell and Benavidez when Dirrell got that cut over his head?
It was in the dog, yeah.
And he was putting that shit on Benavidez before that cut, and he was taking a lot of Benavidez's punches too. And I thought he did the best out of everybody. Him and that guy he just fought, the little younger guy. Just think if he was a little bigger.
Yeah, I think.
You know what? I'm sorry. I was just gonna say the thing about Benavidez is youth. The way he fight, he's awesome. He's a natural. He's flowing, but youth got him because I don't agree with that squaring up. Him and his brother, I can't stand that squaring up. But I love David. That is, I love Benavidez.
He won't be able to do that too much longer because he's been getting tapped a lot of times right there, and I've seen him back up. So that should have come back and haunt you.
I'm gonna tell you what Benavidez's secret is: his size. He is so much bigger than everybody he fights. He's a big man for 168 pound division. He's actually a light heavyweight. That's a big boy. He could pack a lot more weight on his frame and carry it well. But some kind of way he's making it to 168. And he's fighting these guys. That guy he just fought, what's the little guy named Kyron?
Kyron Davis, that was a good fight.
He's a natural 54 pounder.
Yeah, Kyron did him a solid. I don't know if Kyron got power, but damn, I thought he was gonna do it, but I don't know. He said, they said they had a full count.
It's gonna take somebody with some power to get. You gotta get Benavidez respect and kind of take him out of his game plan and force him into making mistakes and make him uncomfortable. When he's comfortable and he's smiling, showing you his mouthpiece, walking you down, he's happy. He has nothing to worry about. You're not going to beat him that way. You got to make him more serious, make him worry, make him second guess, and hurt him. Let him see you can hurt him, get his respect. Charlo could do that. Can he beat him? I don't know. That's a fight. I'm gonna lean a little bit towards Charlo, but that's a fight I really can't pick right there.
That was okay.
My thing is, if you box Charlo like as a boxer and box him, he has trouble with that. The way are we talking about the right one? The way Harrison boxed him before he started trying to bang.
Mm-hmm.
Then
That's Jamel.
That's the smaller one.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, that's what I want to see those fights, but I ain't waiting on. I'm not holding my breath with Canelo ever. I don't know why. Huh?
He's not going to fight any of those guys. He's probably getting ready to retire. He's probably getting ready to fight whatever this dude's name is, and then he's going to rattle up opponents. Where he going to go? That's why he jumped up there.
My thing is, are they going to pay him like $40 million again to fight Makabu?
They're going to pay him this large amount of money, and where else he going to go after that? And I see how fast he just fought. See how fast they booked him up that quick. Now nobody can say, "Oh, let's make a fight with Canelo." Because now you can say, "I'm already scheduled to fight somebody."
Hey, I thought that
already booked.
I thought that fight with Makabu or whatever was going to get canceled. And he was going to fight the guy that almost beat Charlo.
He need to fight Benavidez, and when he holding Benavidez's title. Now, when Benavidez had that title, Canelo didn't want nothing to do with that damn belt.
He didn't.
He didn't want nothing to do with it. He waited till my man got stripped, and then he hurried up and called to fight for that belt. And pick, what's that man name that was at home on the couch?
At the home on the couch.
Yeah, the fighter that was retired for 2 years and lost his last two fights. He was sitting at home on the couch when they called him. And Canelo, that's who Canelo fought for that vacant belt. Yes, I think that's his name.
His training partner.
That's who he fought. That's who he called off the couch. This dude's retired. He got him off the couch and told him, "Man, you want to make some money? Okay, get up and go to the gym for a little bit, and we're gonna fight. All I need is 2 or 3 rounds out your ass, and we can make a couple $1 million. I'm gonna get this belt." They basically gave it to Canelo.
They also said that something about him and Darrell, which that's dumb. I don't know why he would want to fight Darrell because Darrell ain't no slouch.
Darrell might beat him. Didn't I tell you that, T?
Darrell knock him out.
About Darrell, the dog?
Yeah.
He said he wanted to win that fight. He was the undercard. He was the co-main event.
And what I like about Darrell, if you hit him, he's coming back with it.
Yeah, he gonna fight you.
But now, this last opponent that he just fought recently, was it the third? It was on that card.
Yeah.
Darrell. That guy, I don't know much about him. Like, was that an easy fight?
Darrell's a monster. Darrell ain't an easy fight for nobody. I don't care who you are.
He not. But I don't.
Even though he's on the end, he's on the end of his career.
Yeah, because he's like 38, but he has his wife. His wife advocated for him to continue his boxing career, which I'm sure that makes him happy. But his opponent, I don't know much about his opponent. Like I was thinking,
that was just to get him back in there and get him in there and get his legs under him. But shit, he ready for anybody, I think.
I mean, he deserves a title shot. He's been doing this long enough. Put up enough wars. He probably got 1 or 2 more fights in him before he needs to hang him up and get up out of there.
Darrell's my winky right of this era.
Jose Benavidez sucked. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just keep it all the way real. When he fought Bud, he was undefeated. And I know he had this leg problem, but hey, that's on you. You signed that contract. But he sucked. in this
He went
last
back in
Yeah,
fight.
there. He went in there. He went in there the wrong way. How you gonna be
he
just
could.
fresh back in the ring and letting people hit on you like that, man? You should expect to lose. That dude was boxing his head off.
Yeah, he could never beat. If he had 4 legs, he couldn't beat Crawford. Like there's nothing he could do to beat Bud Crawford. Like that was inevitable. What happened? He was going to get knocked out. None of them dudes. Bud Crawford is a special fighter, man, and ain't nobody beating him under 147 pounds. 147 and below, you're gonna get your ass knocked out fighting Bud Crawford. That's what's gonna happen. Now, if he goes to 154, things can change a little bit different up there. The boys bigger, take a better punch, and they can give a better shot. More durable, and you got some good fighters up there at 154. So I don't know about 154. Maybe, but I don't know. But 147 and below.
I'm gonna say this about Errol, and I don't want nobody to think that I'm picking, because I've said this. I don't want Earl to come back to the end of the summer. Why? Because he has a serious injury to me. And if he get in there with a person like Crawford and not giving himself full time to heal, he ain't gonna be able to see no more. I mean, anybody who get in the ring with Errol right now will be a fool not to go for that eye. They just... You can't even show no mercy. And I be saying this, hoping somehow some little birdie takes the message over to Earl and people they know and just be like, look, take it from me. Anything from the neck up takes a long time to heal. It just does. I don't care what nobody said, unless you had eye injuries, unless you had ear injuries. Like I could tell you with Deontay's, what's going on in his ear. I had a bad left ear, right? I got surgery on it. You would think in 2 or 3 years I'm good. It took me almost 15 years for my ear to feel normal. I had an eye injury. It took me years. I mean, a little eye injury. It takes a long time to heal. Look at JoJo. JoJo in the building. What's popping, King? He said, you right. I don't think people be hearing me. And I be wondering with Spence fans, like, why y'all want him to get in there? Like, Bud ain't gonna take no mercy. And
nah, it doesn't matter if he got, like, it doesn't matter what kind of ears he got, man, or eyes he got. He's gonna get knocked out fighting Bud Crawford. That's not gonna save him.
I disagree, because you got pit bulls and you got them hybrid pits, man.
Well, D-Ray said a little Connor Birdie or a big bird, man.
You got pits, but you got Crawford is a Caucasian Shepherd. Look that up.
All right. Well, how about this? Spence is a bull massive.
Caucasian Shepherd trumps any dog you name. Any dog you name. That's Bud Crawford. Caucasian Shepherd.
Look it up. I have to look this dog up. Does it live over 5 years?
I have never heard of Caucasian Shepherd.
Because I'm trying to get me a bull massive for $7,000 right now.
Nah, that Caucasian Shepherd will destroy it.
JoJo Go said, and Bud like him, shit don't get ugly. JoJo said Bud don't like him. He probably don't, but here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I'm not a doctor, but I talk about my experience, and who am I if I'm not my experience, okay? When it comes to thyroid issues, I got 25 years on the book. On the books with this type of experience, I am a serious case of thyroid condition. Hypothyroidism, thyroid was removed. I know people with similar conditions or a thyroid problem when I see them. There's so many telltale signs. I'll give y'all one. When you see people with bulging eyes, that's not a genetic trait. That's a thyroid condition. What's genetic about it might be that in their family, they're predisposed to having bulging eyes. A lot of people for years be like, oh, they got bulging eyes. That's just whatever. I'm using that as an example. Because I had my problem, I don't know if y'all see. Let me take this down. I'm going to take this banner down because let me see. Okay. Y'all see this thing right here? It's almost like a smile. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, I see it, T.
Okay. So it was where they cut me. Like that. Pulled me up, took it out. I know what I'm talking about. I have watched over the years, but I don't say nothing because this is me speculating. This an opinion. And I haven't been wrong when I've called people out like this. Errol Spence might want to get his thyroid checked. To say anything past that, I don't want to be coming off like I'm wishing nothing, but I see nodules in his neck. I know them when I see them. I walked around with a neck huge, like big. Was in the mirror doing my hair, 24 years old. Never even noticed. I go back and look at my pictures, and I'm like, how did I miss that? I don't miss shit now. So Errol Spence, I would love for him to go get a thorough check. You know what I'm saying?
If they doing blood work on him, they should be able to tell that.
I hope so. I'm not saying
That
he
ain't gonna
got
save
it.
him. Stop trying to give him excuses. Probably beat that ass. We don't want to hear nothing about the thyroid.
Look, man, y'all let that man heal
Oh, he had
up.
a bad thyroid. Now I don't want to hear that
Miss
shit,
T,
man.
mute him. Mute coach.
Yeah, that's
Come
what
on,
Birdman gonna
man.
say. Well,
Look,
see, you
we
say
all-
he had a
look.
bad thyroid.
I want him healthy. He has a promising career ahead, and that's how I feel about Earl. I like him. I don't want him damaged goods. I still got Bud beating him. Straight up.
About
But-
stop
I'm
it.
glad my phone going dead. I can't believe I heard you say that.
Yeah, I mean, but I want go get Errol Spence if you're in earshot. Please, baby, go get checked fully. Get a clean bill of health before you come out. Don't let your ego make you come back too soon. August.
Don't worry, he ain't coming back too soon. We get ready to go to 154.
You think Terrence going up?
No, I think with Terrence Mission going up to 154 if he can't get the Spence fight. Terrence looking for the biggest, baddest fights he can get. I think it would be so funny if Spence moved to 154 and then Bud moved to 154 right behind him and chase him.
Now with them having now, correct me. I know if you undisputed and you move up to the next division, do you you could get a guaranteed shot at the title. But if you just unified and then have one belt like Terrence got, you don't get that, right?
Well, Terrence got him a title shot when he got up there. He got a fight with.
He was undisputed at 140.
Yeah, he was.
But none of them are undisputed at 147. So if they move up to 154, are they guaranteed a title shot?
I don't know. I can't say that in doubt. I don't know.
They'll throw Danny to him.
I don't know.
Yeah, Danny did say he was
And
going to
Dan
move
ain't
up.
got no business up there. Dan ain't got no business.
Oh,
He can't win no
man.
fights at 147. Who he gonna be
Now-
at 154?
Now, talking about power, going back to the Spence and Bud, hopefully fight one day. We got to go by what everybody say. Danny was asked one time about Spence Power versus, I guess, Keith, and he said Keith for sure. Not taking away from Earl, but he said Keith for sure. From what I'm hearing, Earl has a
Oh,
better
Miss T.
power. Huh?
Hey, Miss T, your boy want to fight, but who you gonna pick then?
Who? Like, what you talking about?
Keith.
If Keith?
Yeah.
Keith? Right now, this
He
is
calling
my
him out
ranking.
right now.
Oh, he want to fight right now?
He want to fight Terrence Crawford right now.
Man, he want money because he too injured. His elbow
Yeah,
messed
get
up.
that money, but I
Terrence
still
will
think
Terrence will beat him. I got Terrence. That
To the
is
body,
hard.
yeah.
I got Terrence. Terrell in the building was popping, King. I think the WBO does that. Crawford will get Castellano. That's weird because Castellano fight weird. I don't even know how Jermell Charlo lost or tied with him or whatever. I never did understand that fight.
That dude could fight.
Cassiano,
The dude from Brazil, from Argentina,
is he from Argentina, Brazil, something?
the one who daddy trained him. Yeah,
Yeah. The one who
yeah,
they was going for undisputed at 154, right?
yeah. His dad trained him. He
But
been
like,
boxing since he was 2 years old.
damn, I didn't know it was that early. But he's awkward too. He's awkward. Like I didn't see why, unless he had a lot of power,
He
and
does,
that would
in both
explain
hands.
Charlo not really running up in there.
In both hands, and he can box. His dad trained two or three other world champions.
But he don't come off like a boxer, Coach G.
Who?
Cassiano.
The dude? All I
Yeah,
can
he
tell
don't-
you is his dad trained 3 world champions. The boy been boxing since a baby. He knows this game and raised his game. He's a big name over there in their country. That wasn't no easy fight.
I think he hurt Jamel. I think Jamel was awfully cautious comparatively to how he normally fights. Jamel was much more cautious in that fight.
Well, that's intelligence. That's IQ. When you fight somebody that can punch and got some skills, you better use your intelligence, or you can be getting up off the canvas.
And like I gotta go back and so I'm gonna get it out with the power thing. So Danny said what he said about Keith. Pacquiao said what he said about Keith, saying, "Whew, I don't want to do that no more." Kell Brook was like, you remember how he described Buzz Power?
Who?
Kell Brook. You remember that?
No, I can't remember.
He just said he never felt nothing like that before. Now, mind you, when he said that, so I could be paraphrasing or something, but he was like, "Oh my God, I never felt like something like that before." But mind you,
he fought Triple G.
He fought Triple G and he fought Errol after, and this is after the Crawford fight, so he could compare all three. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know Earl is not that devastating of a puncher because he fought little tiny Mikey Garcia. And he didn't hurt him not one single time. He hurt little tiny Mickey Mouse. Not one time did he hurt him.
That was Garcia.
Bud Crawford. Yeah, that was Bud. And I like Mikey Garcia. Let me stop disrespecting him. I like Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a damn good fighter. I'm a fan of Mikey Garcia. But he's 2 weight classes below. Yeah, he's 2 weight classes below Terrence Crawford. I mean, Spence. He should have gotten Mikey out because Mikey didn't even run. Mikey stood right in front of him and banged with him. What do you think would happen if Mikey do that shit with Bud Crawford?
Bud would have killed Mikey.
He would have knocked him out. That fight would have been over with in a couple of rounds. If you stand right here in front of Bud Crawford, especially if you're that much smaller than him, man, you're gone. You're gone. So I don't see where everybody talk about his power that Spence got. What I like about Spence is his punch placement. You don't have to hit real hard if you place your punches right. Mayweather is not a big puncher, but his punch placement is dead on, and that's how he get respect from people. He know where to hit you and when to hit you, and that's what matters the most. You can have some people got that brutal power. They don't have to have punch placement like Deontay Wilder. He don't have to hit you at certain spots and he can hit you anywhere and hurt your ass. But certain guys know how to hit you in the right areas, the right time with the right leverage, and that's what gets that respect, man. That's what gets you hurt from being able to hit you like that. Crawford just happened to have excellent punch placement and heavy hands. He got both. Spence don't have that. Spence has got good punch placement. He don't have power. He don't have no real big heavy hands.
Spence is very relentless. Very relentless. And that's what I like about him. He never gets off the gas. And whatever power he starts with, he's either using that or more. I never see him like downgrade in his intensity. I love that shit about him. Michael Fuller said Errol is in trouble. Errol Spence is not taking that fight. Well, if he don't take it, then if Birdman, what if Errol don't take the fight?
He's messing up his legacy, in my opinion. How you gonna let Bud run you out at 147? You talking about going 154? You need to face that man. I think he will.
Where do you
When?
think they should have the fight at, y'all?
I think it should have
In
this
Atlanta,
next
Georgia?
year.
In
Yes.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Say,
Hey, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it home though, because I ain't finna get my shit broken into. I ain't gonna be riding back on bricks.
why you gotta I don't know how. Have you ever came to Atlanta fight before, Birdman?
I haven't. Came close to coming to Pac-Man Taves fight, man, but I had to watch my son, so I just left in my daggone LDDC shit. Couldn't go to the fight.
Me and Coach G just went to the Shakur Stevens. It wasn't bad. Now, it's certain fighters that could come to Atlanta that I ain't going to. I only care if somebody gave me a free ticket like Tank Davis. I'm not going to it. I will pay money to see Tank for sure, but not in Atlanta. Hell
Hey,
to
but
the
if
no.
they do fight in Atlanta, we just group up and go. All of us meet each other there, so there's safety in numbers.
Right. I would be nervous. Shit, I'll probably be I'm not walking like, like people stay at that hotel like you did, Coach G. I wouldn't walk from the State Farm to that hotel if certain fighters, like I said, if Tank was fighting. It's too much shit that come out if he's at the arena versus others. I'm not even gonna take no chance. Then people that got shot at, and I'm not saying it's Tank.
Man, ain't nobody gonna bother y'all.
Fuck that.
You covered
Hey,
it.
I went to I took my boss to the airport one day, man. It was a culture shock to me down there in Atlanta. My grandparents didn't live down there, but as far as me going, I go and turn back around when I'm in Atlanta.
I know that's right.
Wherever the hell I want to walk. Ain't nobody gonna bother me.
Look, you strapped, huh? You enjoyed.
Stop
Michael
talking like that.
Look, he coming from Alabama, right?
Yes,
Right,
ma'am.
Birdman?
It's like 2.5 hours if I do 85 all the way down there.
We should roll with DJ. DJ down there. Y'all probably
I'll
close.
come pick DJ up.
Yeah, DJ ain't scared. Michael Fuller said Spence is not taking that Crawford fight. He walked out of the arena, and Leonard E. Ellaby is already avoiding questions about that fight. Spence is leaving the division. Michael, why Leonard is avoiding questions about that? I don't think Spence is his own man, right? He has his
they
own.
ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Just clarify that for a second, Michael. Fuller.
Al Heyman, Mayweather, Leonard Ellaby, they all consultants. They pretty much all tied together.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Earl.
They're not going to cross Earl, because if they cross Earl could leave him and quit dealing with him, period. Then what?
Wait a minute.
Well, that's when
Earl had his own man down promotions.
With them.
With
I don't know. Now y'all talking foreign shit. I don't know too much about their business. I'm gonna be quiet.
Ain't it like he's signed with them, but he's using his own promotions, isn't he? He's not a free agent. Spence not. They let him go where he wants to go.
I know he always talk about Al Heyman.
his-
Talk to Al Heyman. Talk to Al
Yeah.
Heyman. Talk to Al Heyman. I hear him say
Al
that all the
Heyman
time.
is like a manager. He's not really a promoter, but a lot of the boxers go through him. But Leonard Ellaby and Floyd don't really have nothing to do with man down promotions. So I think L-Dub would be the perfect person to ask that question. L-Dub in the building
Yes.
was popping king.
Ask him,
L-Dub,
'cause I would like to know.
yeah. Why would see? Hold on, we'll put this up. You see what he said? Spence is not taking the Crawford fight. He walked out of the arena, and Leonard Ellaby is already avoiding questions about the fight. I asked Michael to clarify. L-Dub, do you know what Leonard would have anything to do with Spence? But I
We
heard.
didn't talk about him walking out yet.
Yeah, we gonna get to that one. But I heard Mayweather has reached out to Crawford to say, hey, you want to get down? Hey, can I work with you? Can whatever. But and then Mayweather told him he's the best fighter. He's the best pound for pound fighter. So what do y'all think about Mayweather and Crawford getting into business together?
My thing is this: I wouldn't let Mayweather do anything. I wouldn't let him cut my grass. I wouldn't let him cut my taxes. Look, you got one of the best fighters. You're one of your best fighters that Santi don't even like you. Bud ain't stupid.
I like Mayweather. You know, he's one of my favorite fighters. But I think if they got their own thing going, don't let sleeping dogs lie. Bud just got out of a contract. I don't want to see him running into nobody contract. Terrell said,
and Miss T.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Miss T.
Spencer Crawford.
Read.
Spencer Crawford ain't any ducks. Politics is what's wrong with boxing. Boost want that smoke. Boost, he gonna have to wait. Those guys have an agenda. Michael Fuller, ain't nobody going to, huh?
Boost got to wait his turn. It ain't time for him right. Let's get this Spence and Crawford fight out the way. Indeed.
Ain't nobody going to bother y'all while you are on the concrete bleeding from major arteries due to a bullet wounds. I'm not going to take a chance.
Damn.
Earl is PBC, which is very close to Mayweather promotion. Leonard is MWP CEO. Okay. And L-Dub said LB is tight with Al Heyman, so I figure he knows if Spence Bud fight is possible or not. Okay, that's pretty much what y'all was saying.
Mm-hmm.
So what you said we didn't get to, Coach G? The leaving of the arena.
Yes.
Hey, can I answer this first before Coach get on it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is how I looked at it. I think he was just disgusted with the way Kenny Porter threw the towel in. He's like, man. And that's how I was, too. When he got up, I was almost about to cry. I said, man, damn, I lost $1,100 off this bullshit. I don't think it was just because he was ducking. Because when Terrence came to Spence fight, he did the same thing. You know, people are going to make what they want out of it. Them boys ain't scared of each other. They got respect for each other. They're just talking their shit to build that fight. It's going to happen. I ain't listening to LB about nothing. They going to fight.
Coach, you want to weigh in on it?
Yeah. He was talking a lot of trash about coming to the fight and wanting the winner of the fight, and that he was going to go into the ring and talk to the winner of the fight. But I felt like he was banking everything on Porter winning that fight. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe with all my heart that had Porter got his hand raised at the end of that fight and Porter won, Spence would have made his way to that ring and got in that ring, and they would have been promoting a fight with Porter. But immediately, when he saw that fight was stopped, he didn't even wait. Like, soon as they said who the winner was, the camera flashed over there, and they got up, and they was walking fast up out of there, getting up out of that arena.
And this new is in Vegas. That's what it showed. Now, Cal from the boxing section, who was in the arena, said, actually, he didn't leave. You know, a compadre on the show, Drink More Water. He's a Bud fan, like heavy. He said, nah, Miss T, they were sitting in their seats when Bud turned around and said, oh, he was here? And I was like, I got to tell you what it looked like to me. It's kind of like what both of y'all are saying. You can interpret it either way. But when Kenny threw it in, it's plausible that Earl felt like, damn, dude, why you gonna throw it in? You done fucked the fight up. Like, really, dude? Like, I'm disgusted with it. He could have been feeling that. But he got up and he left his seats. So when he left his seat, is at the time before they even, you know how Jimmy Lennon Jr. would say, 2 minutes into round number 10, such is the winner. Before he could even say that, Spence and his entourage got up and they left their seats. I can't say what they did when they got in the hallway, but they did get up and leave. So that's what I saw. And it was before Bernardo even talked to Sean Porter or Terrence Crawford. So did you see that too, Birdman? Like, before? Birdman, can you hear me? You still with us? Oh, we can't hear you. Coach, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm sorry, my car picked it up.
What I saw was that after he was disgusted about what Kenny did, he just got up and they were just, I guess, to leave the head for their vehicles while they were getting interviewed. I think Champside and Blue were trying to interview him when they were walking to the car.
Yeah, they left. They left before they even announced that Terrence was the winner. I mean, we all knew he was the winner. They left
Spence
before.
was. Go ahead, my bad.
Now
I think Spence was there. He was there. What do you call it? Scouting. He was trying to see how Bud would take the pressure of Porter, and he was just getting some stuff in his head. I think he's ready. He's gonna fight him. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but
he already know how he was. He could have watched it at home. He announced that he was gonna get in that ring and talk to the winner. Did he not say that?
I don't know, Coach. You break it.
I ain't heard that, Coach.
Oh, I heard that. I heard that he was gonna go there that night.
Where you heard that from, Coach?
That's not in Spence's character, though. He's not like that. Like from
no,
as
he
far
wasn't
as
be
I've been
like
watching it.
Disrespectful or nothing. But he was gonna go there to make the fight. They go there and he wanted to fight the winner of the fight. And
that's what that was. When they put him on that teleprompt thing or whatever, that was a statement right there, letting you know what's gonna be next to come. He didn't have to go say anything in the ring to him. That's just letting them know that's what's gonna happen next. Y'all watch and see.
Nah,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad that
he
ain't getting the ring. It don't mean nothing. Because I don't see Spence regularly doing that. Somebody brought up the fact that Pacquiao and him was in the ring together, but Pacquiao came in the ring on Spence, right? The Spence fight. So,
Spence
unless I'm wrong, am I right? Huh?
Did Spence call him in the ring?
I think that he thought Mikey was going to win. I think it was a Mikey fight. I don't know why he thought Mikey was going to win. Pacquiao probably, people have said he probably preferred to fight Mikey or, wanted that over Spence. And he might have thought that Mikey was going to win. But, of course, Spence won and Pacquiao was there. So I guess he had to save face and go on and get in the ring. And they, just discuss whatever. And that was that. But just seeing Earl normally get in the ring, I never really see that. I never really seen Crawford run up in the ring on anybody either. With the controversy and because of what it may look like, and it's not bad controversy. It's just as soon, like Coach said, as soon as he knew Crawford won, he got up and left. So you got to go by what it looked like. It looked like you didn't want Crawford to win.
And I'm going to go by what I saw.
Like
I'm going to go by what I saw, what that meeting they had behind the scene a while back. When they were face to face, when Crawford walked up on him.
Yeah.
It was behind the thing. I didn't like what I saw with Spence. He seemed all out of character, man. He seemed kind of shook to me. Especially when Crawford grabbed him by the stomach and told him that he was fat. He grabbed Spence by the stomach and told him he was fat.
Do you remember that, Birdman?
And then when Spence tried to grab him, when Spence tried to touch his stomach, he was like, yeah. Like he was hard. He was like, yeah, I stayed in the gym. Yeah, I stayed.
You remember that, Birdman?
You out of shape.
Yeah, I remember that, Coach G. I remember that. Birdman,
so I'm going back to that too. Like he always showed that he was kind of scared. Like he looked kind of scared to me. And then when he wouldn't talk no shit to Spence, to Crawford. But then as soon as one of Crawford boys started talking, Spence got real bucked and started talking shit to his free. Told him, hey, don't talk to him, talk to me. Don't talk to him, talk to me. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh no, he said, "Get your boy, shut your boy up, get your boy."
His boy behind him. He said, "Don't talk about him. Talk to me. I'm talking to you. Talk to me." And he was standing right in his face. I'm just looking at the body language and how he was acting.
I remember.
And it looked like Spence was kind of shook to me, man. It looked like he was kind of shook. And then seeing how he acted, getting up, walking out the fight, and then by him not wanting to fight, Crawford told him that right before the accident, he told him to take his panties off. Remember when he said that? Remember he made that statement?
No.
He told Spence to take his panties off? Bro, where y'all been at? Y'all just started watching boxing. Y'all I just started watching boxing, man. Let me get off this damn podcast.
You said it's been as the world turned in some boxing, huh? Some soap operas.
Yeah, he told him to take them damn panties off, and then it wasn't too much longer, but like the next week or two, he got in a car accident. You know,
I didn't hear nothing about no take your panties off. Now, Coach, you follow it more than us because I catch snippets here and there. I think our voice or maybe Birdman can't speak because he's driving or something. I the phone and pick it up through there. But you watch all these clippers, okay? Now you have said, I think you have said that when Bud came to the division, he called for everybody. Do you remember that?
He did. He did.
Who he called for?
Pacquiao, Spence, and I think Thurman. Thurman was the champion.
Yeah. Did he call for Earl?
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did call for Earl. Earl, Pacquiao, and Thurman was the name. He did. It didn't matter what. Or I think he really wanted the Pacquiao fight first, because Pacquiao was that big name, the big money. That's what he wanted to get first.
Who had the belts
when
when Crawford entered into the welterweight division? Who had the belts?
I think Pacquiao had a belt. Thurman had a belt, and I think Spence had a belt, didn't he?
I wouldn't say Pacquiao because remember Pacquiao won the WBA off of Thurman.
Thurman. He didn't have a belt before that. Who did he lose his belt to?
I think he. Wait a minute. Let me see. Because remember,
after Mayweather beat him,
he had nothing. And then I think was Thurman his next fight?
I can't remember.
Or Broner?
No. Pacquiao did have a fight, a belt. He lost it to Jeff Horn, right?
Sure did. Yes. Damn, how we
had
forget
a belt,
this?
and Jeff Horn beat his ass and took it. I think. Yeah,
because
Jeff Horn took it.
I'm thinking from Pacquiao.
And then he got another
Thurman
belt. And then he got another belt from Thurman. So it was Pacquiao, Thurman, and Spence had the belts. Pacquiao lost his belt to Horn, and then he regained another belt when he fought because he had the WBO. Jeff Horn took the WBO from him, and then he got the WBA from Thurman. Right?
So wait a minute. So I'm just saying. Let me step by step say this.
I think
so.
I'm not
Bud
sure.
comes in to the division, and DJ in the building was popping king.
Salute, DJ.
How you doing, Miss T? My Bama brother Birdman, of course. What's going on, Coach?
Nothing much.
We just in here just trying to clarify some stuff. You see my head, no fucks
I hear that. You know, I came to, stop the rigmarole, First of all, going back to that encounter but see, I'm neutral in that fight, right? I've never picked the winner in the fight. But we got to stop with the rigmarole like, oh, Spence scared of Bud. Man, look. I think Bud fans read too much into that little backstage interaction between them two because I saw them nose to nose. Spence wasn't trying to walk off. Neither guy backed down in that situation. But since Spence always just naturally a chill dude, like he ain't with that rah-rah shit. So when his boy was on the side of him doing all that chirping, nigga, I ain't even talking to you. Tell your nigga to be quiet. I'm not even talking to you. Tell him like, no, talk to me. He went back to talking to him. He was like, anyway, then they went back to whatever they was doing. It's like, man, shut up. Ain't nobody even talking to you. That's what that was.
That energy that he had when he was talking that shit to that boy, he didn't have that energy when he talked to his voice got a little bit lighter when he started talking to Crawford.
See, we saw something different. Like they was like Spence ain't that raw type of dude, man.
Yeah, but he was rah-rah to that dude.
He was not. He wasn't rah-rah with that dude. He was like, what are you talking? Be quiet. He didn't get all loud with him like, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna goddamn do this, do that. Spence ain't that rah-rah type of dude, man.
Hey DJ, I gotta say there was a difference in tone. It was something.
And he piped down when he started talking to Crawford. It was clear as day. It was clear as day.
You ever been in that situation? You ever been in that situation where you know somebody who talking can't whoop you? So why you talking to me, man?
Yeah, but then that's why you don't pay no attention.
You're not gonna fight. Why we talking? Anyway, back to Bud. Like I was saying. Said this day, they went back to talking about whatever they was talking about.
He's not
And
even
then
a threat.
feel that. They sized each other up. And after everything was cool, they dapped each other up. Man, I think everybody was like, oh, look at Spence body language. He cowered down to Bud.
It
Bud
didn't
told him to put his
seem
number
like
in.
it though, DJ.
Hey, your eyes
No,
ain't lying
see,
to you.
I get it. I get it. Everybody, y'all love Bud, man. I get it. So any little
Oh
tip
my
that y'all feel
God.
like y'all
Nah,
see,
look, I'm a
any
boxing
little
fan.
tip.
I like Spence too. I just don't like the fact that he ducking. I don't like them ducking him. But
How
that's
you
what I said.
figure
If
he
you fight
ducking? How you
Crawford,
figure he
if you
ducking? How you figure he
because
ducking?
the fight should have happened 2 years ago and it didn't.
So
And
it's
it
on
only
one
didn't
guy to make a
happen.
fight now. So it's on one guy to make a fight now.
It didn't happen because it was all the ball was in Spencer's court. He could have easily made the fight. He had the last word on it. He could have easily made the fight. Now, if you watch boxing, you know that he could have easily made that fight. He didn't want to make that.
It's a
fight.
lot of fights that
He
should
didn't
have been
wanna make
easily made. The ball
Yeah,
was
but
in
what we talking
Mayweather's
about- what we
court. The
talking
ball
about
was in
this one?
Mayweather's court, but with Pacquiao, and it still took 5 years, now didn't it?
Okay, we ain't talking about that one though. We talking about right
I'm
now.
just saying. I'm just saying. But if we going by precedent, that you saying that's how it should work. It's in Spence's favor, so it's on Spence to make the fight. Well, there's not been a bigger star in boxing in the past 20 or 30 years than Floyd Mayweather, and it still took him 5 years to get Manny Pacquiao in the ring. So what are we talking about?
But let's go back to the reason why. Since you want to go back to that, the only reason why that didn't happen because Pacquiao ass wouldn't take the drug test. All he needed to do was take a drug test, and that fight would have been made. He wouldn't take a drug test, so that was the only thing that held that fight up for 5 years was a drug test. Once he took,
But not Pacquiao not wanting to fight. Not Pacquiao not wanting to fight though.
The fight got made. Yeah, he didn't want to fight because he didn't want to take that drug test. If you don't want to take a drug test and you don't want to fight, that's part of
so why don't Spence want to fight Bud? I'm just curious. Why don't Spence want to fight Bud?
Because he knows he's gonna lose. He ain't ready to lose
yet. He knows he's gonna lose.
Y'all think these fighters don't be afraid to lose? Don't be afraid. They human beings just like you and I, and they have fear just like everybody else. You find out later on when they retire and shit, they come clean. Then Usman, I don't even watch MMA, but Usman just came out and said he afraid of every fight. Mike Tyson came out and said he was afraid of fighting. You hear Big George Foreman say he was afraid of George Fraser. He was saying his knees were shaking in the fight when they fought him. But you hear this all the time, but they don't say this stuff while they're active, while they're fighting. You have to use your own common sense and look at body language. Look at some of the opportunities they had to make these fights. I'm a firm believer that when two opponents want to fight each other, they fight. There's nothing that stops them from fighting. When two guys want to go to war, they fight. It ain't no cross the street shit or they over here, they over there. Because these networks done work together many, many times to make these big fights. But it only happens when both fighters are on the same page and want to fight. The minute Errol Spence want to fight Crawford, that fight will happen with no problem. Because we know.
Okay, so I hear you. So it's on one person to make a fight, right? I got you.
It takes two people to make a fight, but if one
we sitting here saying, we sitting here acting like Errol Spence don't want to fight. When Bud came, since we went back, I heard you talking about it earlier. Since we going back, when Bud came to the welterweight division, he called out 3 people, and Errol Spence was one of them. Errol Spence already had
all the champions.
No. He after Keith Thurman went inactive, after he went ghost, then it was anybody with a belt. But when Errol Spence first came to the welterweight division, I remember that interview. When he sat down, he had 3 names on his lips, and Errol Spence wasn't one of them. And Errol Spence was a champion at that time.
I'm going to go back and show you where you're wrong at right now.
Remember when they fought? Remember when they went? It was Keith Thurman, it was Manny Pacquiao, and it wasn't Errol Spence. Their last name wasn't Errol Spence.
Listen, remember when they was in the back? Hold on for a minute. Remember when they was in the back, that little meeting we was talking about altercation? Spence said out his own mouth right there. When Bud came to him and said, hey, I want to fight, he said, no, you got to get a belt first. He said, didn't you tell me? He said, I was trying to make a fight from the first game of the division, but you told me I had to get a belt first. So I went and got a belt. And now what? I got a belt now. Now he said, but now you say, well, I want to fight you and I can take the easy route and fight Porter. He said out his own mouth right there that he didn't want to fight. He wanted to take the easier route and fight Sean Porter. Why would I fight you when I can fight him? He said, oh, so now I got a belt. Now you're going to say that. You think you're smart, but you're not that smart. Tell me you didn't see that. If you didn't, you
I saw it. But context matters when we in these discussions, man. Context matters.
All I can
easier route. I mean, it was easier to make that fight with Sean Porter than it was to deal with Bob Arum. Remember, You remember Bob Arum was still trying to act like Al Heyman didn't exist back then, because him and Al Heyman was going through their little tip. They had just went through that little lawsuit they had with each other. So he was still trying to act like Al Heyman didn't exist. He was like, I told Bob to call Al. I told Bob to call Al. He said Al don't exist.
Right now.
And Bob was like, yeah, I think Sam Watson is Al Heyman. You know, Bob was saying all that little tongue in cheeks type stuff. Yeah.
We're not talking about Bob Arum. We're talking about what came
Okay,
out
well, now we're not talking about Bob Arum, but was that not Terrence Crawford's motive?
We're talking about what came out of Crawford's mouth and Spence's mouth when they was talking. They direct dialogue with each
Okay,
other.
since we talking about what came out of Crawford's mouth and what came out of Spence's mouth, I also heard Errol Spence said him and Terrence Crawford spoke 3 different times on the phone about making that fight, and they didn't know nothing about making that fight. And this was after Spence had his car accident.
Hold on, y'all. Let me interrupt 1 second.
Right now.
Let me interrupt 1 second. Michael Fuller, I have to tell you, before you go put this anywhere else on somebody else's thing, Errol, he don't spell his name Earl. It's Errol. I mean, I'm not being funny, but he keeps saying Earl, and somebody gonna get you on that one. It's Errol, right? Right, y'all?
That's why I
it's
said
not
Spence.
Earl, it's Errol. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, you know, like I said, I love those guys. I've been watching Bud since he had dreads, man. So, you know, and I remember hearing Spence's name. Who's the dude that that Black Floyd Mayweather's out? Who is this dude, man? So I started watching Spence then. So I'm a fan of both guys. I just don't think these guys are ducking each other. I think the business of boxing has put the brakes on this fight because number one, Bob Arum didn't want to pay for it. And he was trying to make Al Heyman foot the entire bill. Now that Terrence Crawford said himself, he couldn't secure me the Spence fight. So I'm leaving his ass. In fact, let's pause and take a moment, you know, to congratulate Bud Crawford for holding his nuts on Bob Arum on that stage. It brought me great joy to see that. It brought me great joy to see that. Y'all have no clue.
We're gonna give a clap hand for that. Now, Michael Fuller, the man that seemed like he throwing money away is this man right here, Birdman. I think he want to bet 1,000. Birdman, which you with it?
He ain't gonna do that. I can tell.
Birdman already he already in the gas tank for what's his name, Mr. Gumbo.
Hey,
back, Mr. Gumbo?
Yeah, I paid him 5. Got to pay him 5 more. Probably pay him Wednesday. Finish paying him off Wednesday. I already paid Fred.
Then you make another bet?
Oh, no, me and Gumbo, we down to Spence and Bud fight for 2,000.
Ooh.
So, Coach, where you at?
I'm
DJ? You want some of that, Coach?
You want some? Get some. Me and DJ on the same side, so.
Oh.
Nah, I ain't got the money to be betting y'all like them. Let y'all big boys handle that.
We can go for 200. I'll take a charity bet.
I get my payment right here when you have to come back and talk to me. And
how about like this? Hey,
that's way more valuable to me.
The winner or the loser has to donate, has to sponsor a boxing team or something like that. Like that guy that was on here. I'll bet something like that, and I'll sponsor a team.
Oh yeah, I gotta check up on dude Michael Livingston. What's the next fight, DJ, that's coming up in Atlanta? Because he said there was a fight coming up in Atlanta.
I have no clue, Miss T. I ain't checked out the schedule, but I've been too focused on these next few fights coming up. UFC and boxing got some great fights that's about to end the year.
Yeah. Tell us about the UFC. DJ helping me get involved with that.
Yeah. Start paying attention to some MMA, Miss T. I'm telling you, some great fights going down over there. We ain't got to wait years for them to happen. Like Kamaru Usman and Kobe Covington done fought each other twice already. If this was boxing, they still be marinating that fight.
Yeah, that's my exit. We're about boxing.
Yeah. But you know, I'm glad Bob Arum came out and said today in so many words they protected Valdez. So I'm glad he admitted it's a business move not putting Valdez in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. I'm glad he admitted that. I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, because I know you said if that fight don't happen if it don't happen by April or March or something like that, you done, right?
Oh no, that was Devin and Teal. If they don't fight in April, if they don't fight in March or April, I'm done talking about it.
Hey, you know what? That fight next week, we got Cool Boy Steph and we got Brandon Figueroa.
That's this Saturday.
This Saturday, right? But we also got Lopez and Camboso.
Correct. That's also correct.
Hey, you said Spence. You talking about what's his name? Shakur in the fight with Valdez. He recently came out and said in the interview, he said that Valdez camp people came out and requested Norente. I know the dude's name.
Yeah, they requested this came out of Valdez's mouth, and it came out of Bob Arum's mouth.
They're another one that don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. That's another fight that can be made. But Valdez don't want that fight. The only thing he got to do is want that fight to get made. But they're not requesting Shakur Stevenson. They're requesting Norente or whatever the dude's name is. That came out Shakur mouth too. So back to what I was saying, if them two guys want that fight will happen.
Deacon in the building, 305. Salute Miss T and to everyone on the panel. What's up, Deacon? Go ahead,
but
DJ.
it's clear, it's clear to me that going back to Spence and Bud, it's clear to me that those guys ain't ducking each other. It's clear to me.
I would say that.
It's clear to me.
Too. I would say they're not
when he signed the contract and the fight happened. When they signed the contract, that's when it be clear to me. Until then, I don't believe it. Only one I see making ways to make this fight, the one who will fight anybody at any time, is Bud Crawford.
Mm.
We also got to think about this too. That car accident pushed back a lot of stuff, man. Because I think they would have fought by now if it hadn't been for that car accident, and then the eye injury happened. So I think the fight would have happened, honestly.
Well, before the car accident, Spence was ducking him. Before the car accident, he was talking about 80-20.
That word, man. That word is so overused.
well, all I'm saying is, if you come with 80-20,
they're not ducking.
If you come with 80-20 to fight Bud Crawford, you're not serious. You don't want to fight. When you want to fight, you're going to come with some reasonable numbers. When you come with 80-20, you ain't trying to fight. That's a duck.
Michael Fuller, he said Stevenson versus Tank Davis. 50-50. Who y'all got? That's a hard word though, Coach. To say.
But if you come with 80-20, you ain't trying to fight. Who finna fight you for that? A bum ain't really finna fight you for 80-20. Bud Crawford got all these comments. He's not finna lower himself for no 80. That's a spit in his face. That's proof you don't want to fight. You want to fight? Come with something that we can negotiate.
You know what else? You know what else could prove somebody don't want to fight when they say I'm done with the fight. I'm over that fight. That could also prove that somebody don't want to.
When I've been begging you and begging you and
begging. No. You chased Manny Pacquiao for 6 years. But he chased Manny Pacquiao for 6 years. All of a sudden, after 2.5, you done with Errol. So if we can do that one way, we can do it another way. And about this getting in the ring stuff, if Bud didn't get in the ring,
back up. You skipping. Let
me finish this and I'll let you go. If Bud didn't get in the ring,
one at a time. We can't hear both of y'all.
Okay, but he just said he's skipping over stuff. He just said by his own admission after 2.5 years of begging. Why this man got to beg for 2.5 years for a fight? You just said that. It came out of your mouth. Why he got to beg for 2.5 years for a fight?
I'm saying, why is he magically all of a sudden when the fight is getting closer and closer to being made, and Errol Spence have a car accident, all of a sudden I'm done with the Errol Spence fight. Now, but you chased Manny Pacquiao for 6 years though.
6 years.
Your own promoter told you blocked that fight. Your own promoter told you blocked that fight.
It should take no 2.5 years to make the fight.
Oh, right.
No, Coach
I get it though.
Coach G, he trying to say, if he was done after 2 years, where's the same energy when he wasn't done pretty much after 6 years of trying to get a Manny fight?
You still follow?
He was gonna take. Right? He was gonna take whatever with Manny Pacquiao. He was gonna take whatever.
Them numbers with Manny Pacquiao ain't got nothing to do with them same numbers with the numbers he made with Pacquiao fight. Ain't got nothing to do with the numbers he made with that one.
Hey, can I say
this? Don't move that goalpost too far now. Don't move that goalpost too far now.
Let me say this. Okay. Since Saturday, I think it should be 50-50. I mean, he's earned that right. He beat a dog, man. So I think it should be 50-50. But I got Spence.
What did he say after the fight, though? I know he said last year, he said, okay, I'm done chasing this dude. But what did he say last Saturday night after the fight?
What did he say?
What did
He
he
said, y'all know
He
who
wants to
I
fight.
want to fight.
He basically
Oh, I
he said
thought
basically he
you
ain't
were-
chasing him, but he want to fight me. He said, that man ain't gonna fight me. That man ain't gonna fight me. I want to fight him. But he just don't want to be begging for the fight. Like you can see he's frustrated with begging for the fight. You can see his body language, man. When Spence talk about it, Spence talk about it so arrogant.
Manny Pacquiao though.
Spence a little arrogant when he talk about like you need me. But Crawford have to keep saying, I don't need you. He's frustrated with begging for this fight. He's frustrated with it.
Right. I'm just saying he didn't get frustrated with Manny Pacquiao though. He didn't get frustrated with Manny Pacquiao. I didn't get that same energy from Manny. I didn't get that same energy from Manny Pacquiao though.
Manny Pacquiao is retired, and Manny Pacquiao is a boxing god. He's gonna have different respect for Manny Pacquiao. This ain't Manny Pacquiao. We're talking about Earl Spence Jr. He is not Manny Pacquiao. It's a different.
He was gonna wait as long as it took to fight Manny Pacquiao because he knew he could beat him.
Just like people are waiting as long as they can to fight Mayweather.
No. He just said he's tired of the fight. He ain't wait no more. So which one is it? Like I said, don't move that goalpost too far now.
Those are different fights. Those are different. If you can't see
Right. I got you.
Mayweather and Spence, we need to stop talking because that's two different lanes right there.
I got you. Like I was saying, Miss T, I didn't put too much into Spence not getting in that ring with Bud Saturday because I didn't say nothing when Bud didn't get in the ring with Spence after Danny fight.
No, I didn't get. You know what? That wasn't a big deal to me.
I don't put too much in that, man.
But you know, but when he got up and left, it is what it looked like. I don't know.
I immediately when I saw that, I called Kyle because I knew Kyle was at the fight. The boxing section, shout out to him. I knew he was at the fight. And I called him. I was like, man, this a bad look for Errol, bro. Like it seemed like as soon as the fight went over, he got up out of there. Like he didn't want to see that shit. He like, man, I'm telling you, it ain't how it looked. It ain't how it looked.
Hey, DJ. Yeah. So, but the thing about it is, Bud should have got that same criticism when he was there. He left straight after the fight too, though, right?
Right. That's why I didn't put too much into that, man. I was like, okay, whatever. He left. Like the fight over with.
Y'all know why he got to put some emphasis on it? Because Spence said he said he would never come to a Bud fight, or he said I probably would never come to a Bud fight. And that's why you got to put the stank on it because
he said probably. He said probably, but in 2021 they're closer to a fight than what they were last year, though. So that's why.
And he also said he was gonna get in the ring with the winner. Go back and do your research. He just said that last week. He was gonna come to the fight and get in the ring with the winner. Okay. The fight is over.
I need to see a link because I ain't heard nothing like that. I didn't
either. And Bud knew that.
Nothing like that.
And Bud knew.
Coach, where was that at?
Yeah. Put the link in the private chat now.
I'm gonna send it to you so you can see.
Yeah, put it in the private chat.
Yeah, put it in the private chat. It can't be what some reporters said. I didn't even know he was gonna be at the fight until they showed him. I was like, oh shit, he really is there. Okay.
What you say, Birdman?
I said, and it can't be from what some reporters said either.
How you gonna mess with the man's sources? He said it. Right? Coach C, you saying that Earl said it? That's all I was saying. He did say I think he said, I want to get his words right because I know with Earl, I gotta make sure I get every word right. But
I think it was a good look, Miss T. It was a good look for him to be at that fight. It's just setting the stage. We're talking about it. People gonna want that fight. They're gonna fight.
Yes, Juneteenth weekend.
Was definitely. I want the fight.
Juneteenth weekend. If Errol is really coming back in March, like you said he is, Juneteenth weekend, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta, Georgia, Spence versus Bud. It's gonna be an event. The city gonna shut down. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want that fight in Atlanta, man, because I really don't want to come.
Atlanta, Birdman. Y'all
really
Birdman and
I'm tired of Vegas getting all the big fights, man.
I know, right?
Facts.
Why everybody always got to go to Vegas? Come
to Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood.
The real chocolate city.
DJ, look, I don't know, but they be having too much hoopla going on in Atlanta. Shit be popping off. I'm not trying to get shot at.
We're gonna come in a group.
lot going on in Vegas.
I'm not saying
Ain't nobody gonna shoot
every
man.
fight does that.
Yeah,
Nobody's shooting over there in Vegas. Who's shooting over there?
We're gonna group up. LGBC, everybody gonna be strong. We're gonna be together. You can take your gun to Atlanta, so.
Yeah, Miss C, y'all come sit with us this time. Y'all won't have no drama like you did at the Shakur fight.
I know, right?
You had drama at the Shakur
Yeah,
fight?
yeah, we definitely.
Yeah,
we was at the Shakur fight.
Man, we was just as peaceful.
Coach was there too.
Ain't nobody bother us.
Yeah. Well, we was in a situation.
They was
in a situation, me and my homegirl.
By a few gentlemen.
Miss T always starting trouble.
I wasn't. I'll be starting trouble.
She had a blade.
Trying not to have trouble.
She had a blade in that boot. I don't know why she talking.
Hey, she's military.
I got my heat on the desk right here.
She had a box cutter in the front pocket. What she talking about?
No, I don't do box cutters. I got bullets.
I feel you though.
Hey DJ, I got one thing to say off the subject. DJ, y'all quit letting Picasso stay on TBS by itself.
Man, listen.
I was like, man, I'm high as a kite, man. I was like, man.
He blank out and we just let it go, man. We just let him go.
What they doing?
Look, y'all, that show is fun as hell and it's unorthodox. Because I remember I closed the show one time. Remember that? All y'all was going like, what the fuck?
You gotta have a thick skin.
Say it again.
You got it? You put it in the chat?
No, I disconnected with y'all when I just did it just now. That's why it took a while to come back.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were looking for it.
I was, but then I realized I wasn't on the damn thing no more.
Hey, Coach, they gonna fight, man. They ain't scared of each other. I think it should be.
I don't think they're scared of each other, man. That's it. I want to see the fight. Like I said, these guys are two. If there was ever a fight in boxing history where two guys were as equally matched as they are, is this fight. They are as equally matched as two fighters I've ever seen in my life. So I've never been able to pick a winner in that fight. I haven't. Because both guys' strengths offset the other guy's strength. Like Bud has amazing angles and footwork. He's long, rangy. Like I was saying earlier in the chat, like when he hits people with shit, it's like, it's like that. It's kind of like when Conor McGregor was hitting people with stuff in the UFC. It's like, what in the fuck was that? Where did that come from? Right, where did that come from? You can see it in their eyes, like where in the fuck did that come from? And what did I just get hit with? With Spence, he's very basic in what he does, but it's like vanilla ice cream. Everybody like vanilla ice cream. What he does, he's gonna walk forward. He's gonna throw a lot of punches. He's gonna put pressure on you. You're gonna have to deal with that for the entire fight. Look at his last 3 fights. Spence has thrown 1,000 punches, almost 800 punches, and like 750 punches. Spence is throwing a lot of shit in it. He's walking forward and breaking people. He beat the fight out Danny. He beat the fight out of Mikey Garcia.
And DJ,
what's up?
It's controlled rage too. It's not that wild stuff.
It's controlled rage, right?
Yes.
So, like, I want to see that fight. I would, because if Bud does that same put my hands in my pocket, smiling shit that he did with Sean early in that fight, Spence gonna take over that fight, man. He gonna have to fight Spence. And that's why I love that David Benavidez and Canelo matchup so much. Because Canelo's gonna have to deal with that pressure because David throws a lot of punches. Canelo's more like Terrence. He sits back, and Terrence and Tank Davis also does it. They sit back, they pick their shots, but when they hit you with shit, it's like, oh, what the fuck was that? And they are killers. They are finishers. So he's going to have to deal with that. Those guys are going to have to deal with that pressure. And those guys are accurate, man. They are very accurate. It's not like with Sean Porter. Sean Porter was a very inaccurate puncher. He throws a lot of shit, but it's not accurate. Errol is connecting. Terrence is connecting. So, man, God, I want to see that fight so bad. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
One of the biggest difference in that fight, man, is going to be hand speed, too. Earl does not have a lot of hand speed, and he doesn't have a lot of power. There's there's
Coach,
gonna be a big difference.
you don't have to have a lot of hand speed as long as you're accurate with it. It takes one punch.
Listen, man, though. Trust me, hand speed makes a hell of a big difference in boxing. I'm around it every day.
Spence has a good defense though, so all that hand speed to get it blocked is for nothing.
But when he fires his shots, since they're slower, the quicker hands get to that hole quick. When he throw his punches, he leaves a hole. The fast hands can get in there between those holes when you got slower hands. Not only are they faster, they're more powerful coming from Crawford. So those shots that Crawford going to sneak into, those counter punches that he sneak in because his hands is faster, they're going to land because he got good punch placement. He got good punch placement. He got faster, speedy hands, and he got more power. You're going to see.
Well, I mean, are we betting? I'm not betting.
No. I bet you that if and when they sign the contract, the line for that fight will be as close to even as you're going to see. Or it might be an even.
It's going to be a hell of a big fight.
Would y'all travel for it?
I am.
You will?
Yeah, as long as it's in Atlanta.
I might hop on a train to Vegas for that fight. I really don't want to because last time I was in Vegas just took the piss out me.
Hey, so, DJ, I'll go with you, man. If you travel, I'll go.
I'm hopping on the traveling buddy right here, Birdman. Y'all from the same state.
I'll go with DJ if he goes. Man, I ain't never traveled on no train before, so I'm all new adventure.
Yeah, trains is dope, man. People sleep on these trains, man.
Yeah, you can sleep, but it take a long time.
The train track is the train track. The train track ain't changed, right? You know, so it might take 19 hours, but but
and
you comfortable the whole time. But you comfortable the whole, huh?
It's a rough ride.
Hey, I heard they take trains from Birmingham to Louisiana, so I always want to do that, so I don't mind.
Don't they have movies on the train? Don't they have like a movie theater?
I don't know, but I know they got a concession stand, and like DJ said, they got little booths where you can. It's kind of like a bedroom, but it's not real huge. But you can lay down in the private room.
It's kind of like a jail cell, but you can lay down in there. You can lay down and stretch out.
Hey, when you can
lay down and stretch out in there.
Well, next time you go on one, DJ, I'm going with you, man.
That's a bet.
I'll be impatient. DJ, I was tripping on the flight back from Vegas from the Wilder fight. I'm like, if y'all don't hurry up and land this motherfucker, I can't stand to be in travel mode. I can't stand it. But I'm with you, DJ, as far as it coming to Atlanta. You know what? I would even do DC. What about that? Excuse me.
That's all wishful thing. That fight going straight to Vegas.
Yeah. Because ain't no way in hell Bud gonna fight Errol in Texas. Shit, I wouldn't.
Fuck no, I wouldn't.
Why I gotta fight him in his home state? No, fuck that. If that's the case, we can go to Nebraska.
I don't think they should go to either one of them.
He might not have no problem with that.
You think so? I don't think he would, man. I don't think he would. And that's not even saying Bud's scared to. I just don't think he would. I think the fight gonna be either in Vegas or Atlanta. Maybe LA, but it's either gonna be in Vegas or Atlanta, in my opinion. I don't think that fight gonna be in. Texas.
Going to Vegas.
Hey, Miss T, tell Mike Filler when that fight gets close, keep that same energy. Come back in here and bet me then. I know what we're going for.
I thought
OG Shelton Moore, bet you.
I thought y'all.
Who else, DJ?
OG Shelton Moore. I know he'll bet you.
Oh, I got Gumbo lined up for it too. I'm gonna get my revenge.
Birdman is down for two G's against.
Both with Spence fans.
Yeah, Birdman, you gonna lose your money again.
Hey, who says the black money don't stay in the community before it goes out?
I know you add to that $1 trillion that we spend.
I'm keeping it in the community though. See,
I'm crazy. What fight y'all talking about?
He talking about the Spence and Crawford.
When it happens, shit, I'm gonna put 5 to the side.
Spence to fight.
They are.
Fuller's a Bud fan, I think. Though.
Yeah, Fuller's a Bud fan. Fuller won't set 1,000 out. He won it with Lean. Okay. And Birdman then betted Mr. Gumbo again after he just had the loss. DJ, I know you ain't
learn, man.
Hey man, that's parts I could be putting on my car, but that shit can wait.
Yeah, and Birdman, all them kids you got, what is you betting all this money for?
Hey, they're taken care of. I got two in college. I got some in elementary school. Got one about to be out of high school, so they're good.
I don't know how. Look, you and Coach G. Y'all don't know how y'all do it. Both of y'all with these little kids.
The thing about it is, don't burn no bridges. Hey, let them get what they want. Don't burn no bridges. Come back and pay them off, and then tell them get the people out of your business and pay them monthly. That's what I do.
Look, I left DJ out. You two, all three of y'all with little ones.
They just keep it on boxing.
Keep it on boxing. Boxing, please. Boxing, please.
Terminated.
Hey.
Well, he said he will. He said he will. He said he will, Birdman. Y'all crazy. I ain't betting shit. I'm just, I just want, look, I can get like Kyle. I need y'all to go on and apologize to me.
No, Kyle was trying to say everybody was betting him. He wouldn't even take no bets with me when I was trying to do a $500 bet with him. That's how I remember I didn't bet him.
Well, what did I say? I said it's gonna be a stoppage. I said Porter gonna run into something. Do y'all all remember me saying that?
Yeah.
DJ, you remember me saying that? D, you remember me saying that?
He probably
DJ
got it
must
on
have stepped
mute.
away. Yeah. But Coach and me, we both were saying it, so we just rubbing it in.
I already know.
I can't really get a lot of credit from this one, though. I want to see him beat Spence ass. And then
Coach, why
then
do you want to
hate.
see that, Coach?
Because I just want that those are two best at welterweight, and you got to pick a side, man. You can like both, but you got to pick a side.
I think they evenly match as far as skill wise, but one does one thing better than the other. Bud gets you while you're in the movement. Spence gets you while you're paying attention to him.
I don't think that fight is. They're both elite fighters. They both elite fighters. You can't take it away from them. Both elite fighters. But when they get in the ring together, you're going to see one is a lot more elite than the other one.
Who you think can take the most punishment?
Hey, Miss C,
I think Bud can.
Nice talking, y'all. I got to get out here and get back to work, man.
All right,
DJ.
Take it easy.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Be safe. Be safe. Okay.
I think Crawford can. I think Crawford a lot stronger and a lot more durable.
They both
Michael
country
Fuller
boys,
said,
ain't they?
which one of these dudes said Porter was going to win? It would be that one named Birdman.
Man, y'all get off me. Y'all had y'all shine Saturday, man. It's a new day. It's Monday.
This for the rest of the month, Birdman. I thought
it's all good.
He ain't by himself though. It's a whole lot of them. They just sing a different song now.
Hey, I'm taking it.
You
taking it. You are.
But a lot of them act like they didn't say that.
Hey man, he showed me why people like him though. I see why, man, because the stuff he did, I was mad that he was doing it, so I can't say nothing.
The man is smart, man. He's very, very smart.
So what's your prediction for this weekend?
Who?
I don't know. It's Cool Boy Steph, Brandon Figueroa, Raíz Aline, Garrett Antonio Russell.
Oh, I got Russell on anything.
You can. Oh, you can go in there if you want to.
I mean, Raíz Aline.
What Russell? Which Russell is fighting this weekend?
The 122-pounder.
One of the little brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, all them boys can fight, man. So
I don't know. I know Figueroa, but I ain't never really watched his stuff, like paid attention to him like that.
Coach, reiterate how you feel about the Figueroas.
They sloppy, man. They're like, I'm not interested in watching them fight. They're like, they fight so ugly and they throw their punches weird, and it's just, I don't know nothing about them. They're not entertaining to me. They don't even have a lot of power. They just throw 1,000 punches and just tap for 12 rounds. It's like, I don't like.
You know what? They kind of like a skinny version of Sean Porter. None against Sean Porter, but I'm talking about the sheer volume and pressure that they bring.
Right, they throw a lot of that
version.
They're not entertaining to me. I don't like that dumb fight.
What weight class? What weight class is that Figueroa fight gonna be in?
Is that It's in the 120s, I believe.
They down low. They down there.
Nuh-uh.
They take so many punches, man. They get punched in the face the whole fight. They just punching bags, walking forward, throwing punches, punching bags. It
Yeah, they
bothers
ain't
me
gonna
when I see
last
fighters
long.
fight like that.
I mean, when they young, they awesome as hell. It's like I said about Benavidez, like David Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
What he got going for him is his youth. You start going up in age, and your reflexes, your agility, you know,
Most importantly,
Hey.
that size.
all that shit start fading.
Question to you two. Do you think that'll burn out faster than regular boxers their size because of all the punishment they take just to get in?
Yes, their career is shortened when you take that kind of punishment. Boxing is a very taxing sport, man, and you take that kind of punishment, you're definitely gonna have a shorter career.
That's why I could never bet on David Benavidez because you don't never know when it's going to be that time because he takes a lot of punishment in all his fights, man.
I like to see him fight though, because I mean he has some skills though. He ain't just walking in the punch. He moving, he's slipping and countering. He like an octopus, man. His punches come from underneath, and his placement is beautiful. He hitting you in certain spots. He knows where he's placing his shots at. I love to
But
see that
coach,
fight.
well, why you like David Benavidez, but you don't like the Figueroas?
Because they
doing
don't fight the same. They punch placement the same. They just throw punches. It's not the same. It's like
They both square up.
He does square up, but it's a difference. Watch them. I'm gonna watch them this week. I'm gonna call you when they fight.
I'm going to go watch some film on him tonight after I
I'm
get
gonna
off.
call you when they fight. I'm gonna explain to you why we looking at it. Like, this is why I don't like these dudes.
What time you watching it? Shit, I might come on. What
time it
time
come
it come on? I don't know why I asked it like that. What time does it come on?
I don't know.
I didn't even know. I didn't know till you told me.
Nah, me neither. I'm more interested in watching the Russell brother fight.
Oh,
He gonna
I
be
like
on
all
that
the
card. He probably
Russell
be
That's the only reason why I want to look at it now. I want to look at the rest of them.
Hey man, you better watch Raees Alim.
That's a dude from
good
DC,
fight.
right? That's a dude from DC. He from DC, right?
I don't know where he's from, but you want to see him, coach. Knowing how you like boxing the way you do.
Oh no, he the one with the brother that just fought too, right?
He on with a brother. Cool Boy Step. Cool Boy Step and Brandon Figueroa. You're gonna want to see him. Cool Boy Step is out of Philly. Dude is bad as hell.
All them Philly fighters can fight.
You don't think any fighters can fight out of Philly?
All the Philly fighters can fight out of Philly.
Yeah. I thought you said you don't think any can fight out. Like
when I was growing up, they said all the Philly fighters were probably some of the baddest fighters around in the world. The Philly fighters are.
Yeah. There's certain places, man, in this country, man, that you just know. DC is one of them too. A lot of them guys from out of DC can fight too.
Ohio too. Them are good hot ticket items in Michigan. But coach and Birdman, that is the y'all want to watch all that ticket. Because everybody that I named, Brandon Figueroa, I think is gonna get beat by Cool Boy Step. That boy can go. He's out of Philly. Raees Alim, I don't know where he's from, but if he's from the East Coast, coach, I promise you, that's somebody I can see you really like.
Hey, I heard of that name. I heard that he was quiet as his kept. He was one of the quiet good fighters nobody's talking about.
He just had a fight earlier this year, I want to say, because I just seen him on TV. Go back and look up Raees. I don't know. Don't ask me how to spell it. Alim.
I'm gonna let Google do the work.
They're autocorrect.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm on.
Yeah.
Xfinity now looking to see.
Oh my God, coach! I don't even know how you missed that one. And then Gary Antonio wrestled.
I thought he was the middle brother.
Fighting Fulton.
Yeah, Fulton, Cool Boy Step. Antonio, I don't know if he's the little or the youngest.
Is he the one that the fight got stopped with the headbutt, accidental headbutt? That's the one I like.
Yes.
I already know he can go. Oh, he's gonna slaughter dude.
Yes.
I wish his weight was a little higher though.
Eventually, in due time, I think he's in his. You know what? He's like in his late 20s. He probably.
He fights 140, right?
No, he fights at 122.
I thought one of them brothers fight at 140 or something. One that wants to fight AB. Oh, yeah, that's who I
That's
was.
Antoine. Which I just thought about this. Antoine was supposed to be on the Benavidez card. I knew it was a fight short, and I couldn't think of it the day of the fight. I was just so anxious to see Benavidez fight. I was like, I'm missing something. And it was Antoine. He was supposed to fight on that card.
Hey, T, y'all, I got to go, man. I'll be doing this y'all at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Good talking to you.
All right, same here, man.
Salute,
I'll see
Coach.
y'all next time. All right.
Coach, do your homework. Look up the fighters.
Okay, I will.
All right. Michael
All right, good
Fuller.
night.
Good night. Michael Fuller, I don't think Birdman can stretch no further on his bet or whatever.
What?
But
I go with him for 1,000. That's what he want to do.
oh my God.
Then all my bets would be done because of him and Gumbo. I'm done.
Birdman, that's $3,000.
How much do you think Audi parts cost?
What is that?
I put money to the side for Audi parts. So
Oh, Artie, I don't know. That must be a country thing. I never heard of that
No.
word.
Audi SS, Audi S4s, Audi A6, Audi, AUDI.
Oh,
Yeah,
Audi.
Audi. I always call it Audi. That's that Bama talk.
Yeah, I don't know. You sound like you're saying a person's name. Artie. I'm like, Artie. You know, I'm trying to figure it out. Audis. And I'll probably be saying it wrong too. Audi. But man,
Hey,
I think it costs a lot.
Mike Fuller's right too, because that's something I didn't see Sean really do is hit Bud in the chin. I always thought Bud had a weak chin, but I guess he surprised me because Sean tapped him one time in that chin, didn't he?
The hits, yeah, he hit him in the face flush too. The hits that Sean hit Bud, I was like, Bud, you supposed to know to get back with your hands or something. So I was saying Bud was taking a picture. Sean, Bud should have knew that Sean was coming back. That's a testament more to Sean because Sean fights like that. Sean throw and throw and throw. He fight every second of the rounds, and there was a couple of times he got in there with some spurts, and he was throwing, and both of them were tangled up and hitting each other, but it seemed like Bud just stopped, like he was pausing, and Sean can't remember when Sean hit him real good, and he kind of went back.
Yes.
And I actually asked myself in that moment, I said, damn, if Earl hit him, would he go night-night? I mean, I honestly thought about that because can't have you doing that, but can I have you doing that? No, sir. And that fight, you know what? I might have to take me a muscle relaxer or smoke a joint or something. I ain't lying because this fight this weekend, I swear I thought I was gonna get anxiety. I was so nervous. I felt this way when the Wilder fight. I went to that fight, but I was like, oh my God, like calm down. Like I said, damn, I'm gonna have to give up boxing if it's gonna make me feel like this.
Well, anxiety kicks
we'll
in.
see.
It does that with me too.
Do it? It must be an older age thing or something.
Well, yeah, my anxiety kicked in on the good fights all the time.
Do it, man. That has never happened like that. Like I felt like, whoa, At the Wilder fight, I was happy and it was good anxiety. Like I could take it like, I'll watch this fight, Wilder gonna win, and I'm of course that didn't happen. And then we're gonna walk out, we're gonna hit up Vegas and do some big stuff. But this one, I was really like, do I need some medicine? Like I was nervous. But then once Bud switched, I stopped being nervous. I don't know, just quickly as it came, as quickly as it went. Once he switched to southpaw, that is. So after I want to say that was the second round, I was like, boom, I'm good.
See, how is Spence fighting record against southpaws? Even he's a southpaw, right?
Yeah,
fights,
see, Spence knows exactly what to do as a southpaw. I think 817 believes that Spence is the better southpaw of the two. But Spence is steady. Like, he I see when Coach be saying that he's flat footed or whatever, and I've heard that from other coaches that he's more flat footed. But when he's fighting southpaw, most of the people he fighting are orthodox, and they don't. He knows what to do. He knows how to circle them either left or right. He knows how to watch out for whatever that strong hand is. He knows how to cut the ring. He knows what to do to an orthodox fighter. I don't know exactly what he would do with another southpaw. That I don't know, because I can't think of what other southpaw did he fight. If he fought Manny, that was going to be. Would that have been his first? Or
No, he's fought some southpaws before, I thought.
is Kell Brook a southpaw? I don't know who, like, cause I know Manny's supposed to be, right. So that fight didn't go down, but he's a solid southpaw, and I say that like he knows that position. You know,
yeah, but he fights orthodox, right? Spence fights orthodox.
I could have sworn he fought southpaw too.
No, he could change it up. I thought he's originally southpaw, but he was trained to fight with his right hand.
You could be right. I mean, I watch Spence fights, and when I'm watching his fights, and being honest, I be like, oh, I hope he wins, and I feel like he's gonna win, but there's no excitement beyond that. But like if I watch a Crawford fight, I'm like, I'm hyped. They could have came in here and said that fight $200. I'd be like, bet, shit, fuck it, you know, or Deontay. But most fights, I just be like, all right, you know, bet, you know.
But I think anybody that Crawford fights in the PBC rim is going to bring a lot of noise, and everybody's going to be excited for it because those are the best ones out of all the organizations to me.
Yeah, that should be good. That should be good that he's over there, and you know, hopefully everything will be good. Like everything will go off without a hitch. I'm not sure how Crawford's going to handle his business going forward, but I would tell people, look, I could a bit more care about Crawford's personal business. I don't care what he do outside the ring. I don't care what Earl do outside the ring. As long as what they do don't bleed into the ring. Do I want to see this fight? Damn, skip it. I don't give a damn what they make. That's rich people problem. I don't care what the split is. Get in the goddamn fight. That's all I care about. Both of them. I will never cape for Bud. Like, you know how some person's favorite fighter, and they be like, I don't want them to fight somebody. No, I want him to fight somebody. But I don't want Bud to fight Spence before he's healed. And I'm sorry, it don't matter when he do. I'm not gonna be happy about that win. I'm gonna be okay because I think Bud gonna win anyway, healed or not. But a part of me is not gonna be happy because Bud will not show mercy. He will not. And I want Spence to be fully healed because they just two fighters. We just want to see them fight. It ain't the end of the world. Hopefully they can go on and do other great things. It's just a fight.
And you know why I want to see it? I want to see it because they're fighting the best. Unlike people chasing who Canelo fights, they shouldn't even be chasing Canelo. They need to fight each other because that's where the best fights are anyway, man. They ain't no Ducks. They ain't no Dodgers. So I think they'll fight.
Hopefully they will. From your lips to God's ears, that's what I always say. The Canelo, he's disappointment. I try to ignore him. I think the Charlos are good fighters, but I don't really pay attention to them. They be out there cooning, and so then it leaves you with like Bud, Shakur, Devin, Tank, you know, the usual. T.O. I even still like T.O. I like Keith Thurman too. You know, I'm not mad at Keith Thurman. What I want us to get to a point where we not mad at fighters for outside shit. That's the shit I just can't say.
Well, Thurman's showing that he wants to be back in the ring. He called out Bud, so I'll take Thurman over T.O. any day.
Thurman need to motherfucking fight Boots. Somebody got to fight Boots.
Shit.
You ain't got no belt, Thurman. And I love Thurman. Y'all know I used to be a big one-time fan. But Thurman, he got replaced with Crawford. I still like Thurman, though. But you ain't got a belt, Thurman. And Boots don't got a belt. So I want y'all to match up and hook that up.
I mean, but as many as people that dislike Thurman, you gotta say when Thurman was in the ring, he did fight. So I can't call him no
did.
weakling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Why do people not like him? Are you gonna tell me? I know why, but why do you think they don't like him?
Because his mouth. Probably.
I walked into that. No.
But he can back it up.
How Errol feels about him.
I see why, because if you pay attention to back when Paulie Malignaggi was like one of the top guys. He did a lot of showboating and did a lot of talking because he's good with his mouth when it comes to that talking stuff. But Thurman was sitting in there, and Thurman, say, "Hey, can I get a fight?" And Paulie Malignaggi was basically telling him, "Hey, get you a belt, do this and that." He was ducking it. Paulie was ducking it. He didn't want none of that smoke. And then when Spence was calling out Thurman, Thurman did the same exact thing that happened to him, and I thought that's why he's getting what he deserved as far as Spence ignoring him. But maybe they will fight.
This is why I be saying that. That's a great example of what you just said, because I remember those things. But this is why I say I just can't put too much credence in outside shit. I'm gonna try to judge
Miss T, they finna do the same thing to Boots.
They are doing the same thing.
Yes,
Bud
exactly.
too. Bud doing it. What is that? Errol is doing it. They doing the same thing. And I have to tell myself is these men have an agenda. They have an agenda to gather all the belts. You cannot accomplish that, keep looking back. So that part I get. I get that. You cannot go for Boots. You got to go for Terrence. I'm talking about like if you was Errol, you got to go for Terrence, and then you got to go get Ugas. You cannot keep looking at Boots. You're never going to clean out the division like you said.
He's going to get his shot, because what Boots is now is what they were when they were coming up and rising stars. So it'll happen. It'll go slow, but then you'll start seeing Boots in all these big major fights.
Mm-hmm. But people shit and hate on Thurman because of what he did to Errol. And I don't think that he did nothing terrible, because I'm seeing Terrence Crawford and Errol doing it to him. And you see other fighters do it. So when it gets to a point when none of them do it, then we can throw the BS flag on the play or whatever. But as long as they turn around and do it, and then Boots, low key, kind of was doing it to a guy who called him up.
I saw it. He came to the fight though. He came to Boots' fight and called him. I would like to see that fight. See who that dude is.
Man, they made me interested. But they all do it. So my bottom line, I'm not being mad at nobody for that. And as far as I'm concerned, Keith Thurman lost to one fighter. And if you're going to lose to anybody, Pacquiao, you can't get no better than that.
A fight he could have won.
Sure could have. That's like saying you lost to Mayweather. We knew that. But your career shouldn't go take a nosedive. And that is Keith Thurman kind of comparable for some of the stuff that he has said and did. I mean, it's his career. He got to take care of it best he can.
Hey, that might be a good Miss T, that might be a good tune-up fight for each other. Him and Spence might actually get in the ring since they've been out, so that'd be a good fight for both of them.
Hey, yeah.
I don't know if it'll happen.
I don't know who can advocate for that, but that Spence said, I don't want a tune-up, but Keith wouldn't be a tune-up. You in a fight. You're going to be in a fight.
They both got ring rust, though, so that'll be good.
That'll be good for both of them. Yeah, it's we hit 3 hour mark. Thank you, Birdman, for coming in. Thank you for some people that fell out. They probably like, I need to rest.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming in. Do come in anytime. We ain't hurt you too bad, right?
No, y'all didn't haze me. This was easy. Hey, I can do this. I'll talk my shit and come in here and face y'all all the time.
Yes, we should not. Maybe people be like, it's the mother in Miss T, or it's the woman in me. I don't know. I don't want to do a lot of chaos.
Hey, because I ain't gonna lie. Last night I said, man, I might as well go and face the music tomorrow because I thought y'all were gonna get me. But
no. I thought you weren't gonna come in. I was like, oh shit. Normally you in here pretty early.
I was already here. I gave you a like, and I was just sitting there at work working. Then I was like, man, let me go and get on here.
Never be scared. We always gotta end in love. I love all you guys. Thank y'all for supporting me. Get some old friends. When you at work, put my sign up. Like make me a makeshift sign or whatever. But like y'all make sure y'all go check this out because people can't hear you when you say stuff and y'all are angry and your ears are shut down. I don't like that. Especially I don't like insults because then, we was all young. I know I could get crazy. I don't want to live like that no more. So I try to be friendly to everybody.
That's how I am.
DJ says, salute Miss T. I'm not getting your note. Oh, that's old. Like, damn, it was an old post. I don't know. This thing went up on me like, hold on. Okay. So, yeah, I saw everybody. Thank y'all for joining in. Hey, Birdman, Dez was in the chat. She ain't say nothing. What's up, girl?
Hey, Dez.
Dez, where you at, girl? We're going to try to learn the Birdman. We're trying to get some of my homegirls to get into this boxing.
Ain't nobody got nothing on you, Miss T. So maybe Boxiana, but that's it.
Maybe the ladies over there. Like anybody, I'm saying all y'all got to do is just start watching. And then y'all be into it or whatever.
Hey, I fell in love with you when you were on TBS and you stood your ground. Dudes were talking reckless and you stood your ground. I said, man, I'm about to follow Miss T. So I've been hit with you ever since.
Thank you. Sure have. I remember that. Cause I was like, shit, I ain't backing down. Shit.
I like to see, and you kept it clean and you kept it cool too. You stood your ground. So I like people like that to stand their ground.
Yeah, that's how we got to do. Sometimes, like I said, when I was young, I was in that, all that debative shit. Trust me, I ain't got the energy. I can do it. I can recall. I can muscle memory, but it ain't worth it.
You're right. It ain't worth the stress because we'll be talking about the same thing the next day. So I'll just sometimes you got to let people win.
Exactly. Hey, when you know better, you do better.
You do better.
Hey,
exactly.
Thank you for coming in. Thank y'all. Dez, next time, get your ass in the chat.
Salute, Queen.
I know. Thank you, Birdman. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Yes, ma'am. Peace.